Hey, everybody, what's going on? Friday night. Oh my god, what the fuck just happened? Looked like the table shook or something like that. Oh, okay. I don't know what that was. I didn't touch it, I swear.
It couldn't have shaken. There's nothing.
Okay. Well,
it's probably just the camera moved.
Oh, maybe. It's ghostly shit. You're doing ghostly shit.
No, I ain't doing ghostly shit. There you go.
You have been doing some ghostly shit.
Yeah, ghostly shit has happened, yeah.
Recently.
Yeah. We can talk about it later, I guess. People are still showing up.
Sebastian said would be good if Tom and Jenny had viewers call in about their paranormal experiences.
Yeah.
Wonder how we could set that up.
You have to have it so I think there's a way to do it.
Yeah, there is.
Because they do those big mass things. That actually might make a good show to have some regulars come in every now and then on Sidetracks.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to do it. You don't know how to do it either, do you?
Well, I mean, I'd figure it out, but because just like I do everything else, I gotta figure everything else out.
Yeah. I can barely see any of this shit.
I could I'd probably just look on YouTube or something.
See how they do it.
See how other people do it.
Right.
Figure it out. But yeah, that's how nobody taught me how to do any of this shit. I just kind of cobbled it together from looking up other people doing the shit on the internet.
They're still piling in. It is Saturday.
No, it's not. It's Friday.
Oh, Friday. I meant, you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about
in some parts of the world, it's Saturday.
It's the weekend.
Yeah.
What I meant. It's the weekend.
And much like Loverboy, we're all working for the weekend. We need some fucking headbands.
Yeah. We've worked off and on all day today. Jen's been fucking slamming all day. And,
I have, yeah.
And then, so we just fired up the first drink. And we're sitting here.
Yeah, I'm kind of worn out. So I'm kind of glad to be hanging out with you guys.
Yeah,
drinking.
We're not going out tonight.
Nah. Well, we got to go. Well, they're doing a special Memento Mori on Wednesday night. Yeah. The night before Thanksgiving. Yeah. So
we got to save some money.
So we had to save up for that, I guess. Yeah. So we'll kind of try to stay in this weekend.
I'm kind of tired though. I don't think I could handle.
Yeah, I'm kind of tired too. To be honest.
I might be able to go out tomorrow.
We've been getting up kind of early.
Yeah.
You've been waking my ass up at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, I want some.
I know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm like. It's 7 o'clock and he's just glomming on, grabbing the boots. I'm like, what?
Got it on her side.
Why are you waking me up?
Got it.
And I'm
cradling boobs and stuff. I wake up from cradling boobs.
He does. It's not even an exaggeration.
Not exaggeration at all.
No, it's not. So I'm all cranky because I'm like, why are you waking me up?
Yeah.
It's so early.
I'm ready to go. I'm like, get up. I wake up.
He's pulling her, and we're stop pulling on me.
Yeah. Trying to pull her over and shit. Roll over. She's fighting.
No, I'm tired.
Trying to pull fucking pillows and shit. She's used to it though.
Well, yeah, you do it pretty much every day.
She's used to it. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Okay, everybody's here. Fucking Zach's here. Murder Hornet just showed up.
Hey, everybody.
Hugo's here.
Danny Rolling's here.
Yep.
Sebastian's here. Gen X Jason is here.
Yep.
Hugo's here. Did you say that already?
Yep.
I wasn't listening.
Is Miss Lim Lee from Korea, is she in here?
Not yet. I don't think so.
Well, sometimes I think she just hides in there.
Oh, okay.
And then
you don't gotta hide. It's okay.
I think she hides sometimes because then she'll just.
We're all mad here.
We'll just mention something about Korea and boom, and then she says something. Oh yeah.
Well, not everybody is gonna comment on everything because I don't do that. I don't watch a lot of live streams, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I like them. I watch them.
I mean,
we'll see about entertainment though.
I think the only live stream I watch with any regularity is when Dan used to do the ones on Saturday night.
Yeah.
But sometimes I didn't. I mean, usually we were out Saturday, so I didn't watch them live. I watched them the next day. He's driving around Baltimore.
Try to get these screwdrivers working.
Yeah, really. Yeah, Zach says also for the call-in thing, you guys could always start a Discord server. Yeah, I know. There's so many things. There's so many things that I could do. And it's just kind of I don't know. I always feel like I have 20 projects going at once, and I'm just really disorganized.
She's super busy now.
So it's just kind of yeah, I could do that, but let me just put that on my million item list.
She's looking for jobs, graphic design jobs, doing graphic design work,
freelance stuff.
Yeah, going on interviews, she's taken all these tests to do all these online gigs that they have something to do with the AI.
Yeah, like transcription type stuff.
Yeah. Getting shows ready.
Yeah.
Fuck everything. Made porn.
Made a custom.
Yeah, made some
vid.
Porn today. Yeah.
Had somebody buy a custom vid.
Yeah, it's her best work so far. It fucking looks good.
I did it today. Well, actually, we shot it the first time on Wednesday, but it didn't really come out that good. The lighting was kind of shit.
Yeah, and so is the audio.
We tried to. Well, Tom had the idea. It's like, oh, we could shoot it in the bedroom, and we had like natural light and stuff like that, which on paper sounded kind of good. But then, like when we watched it back, I was like, meh.
Yeah.
It was kind of like the shadows were kind of harsh and.
Yeah, and it was pixelating on the other side if you're backlit.
Yeah, it was too dark, really.
Yeah, and I had resolution set too low.
And the audio wasn't really.
The audio wasn't that good because.
So I just redid it like today. Like I made it in here.
The audio on my action cams, I got 2 of them, is not. The microphones are not very good. I think there's an external mic upgrade for that.
Yeah. I have one on my other camera over there, an external mic, but I don't think it works.
Okay, I'm gonna look more into external mic upgrade for that. See what the deal is, because I got an LED light for it.
Yeah,
it's got its own rechargeable battery.
It's cool. It's like a little bitty camera, like they're little action cams. We got them so we could do like outdoor shots, so like you could take them with you.
Yeah, I can put them on my helmet cam.
Yeah, like that kind of stuff because they're really small.
Yeah, they make an external mic that you can put inside your helmet, and so it's got noise reduction involved in some of that stuff. But I think there's like a shotgun type mic that goes on there too for like doing interviews and stuff. It would be great for porn.
Yeah,
because they're little and you can put them on the end of a rods like selfie sticks, so you can get angles. You know, because it's got image stabilization on the thing. It's a fucking Akaso Brave 7, which is like it's a GoPro knockoff. It's a Chinese GoPro knockoff. It's okay, not as good as a GoPro, but it's even got a small screen on the front of the camera, so when you flip it around, you can do a selfie with the video camera. You can look into the video and get an image. Little tiny screen the size of a postage stamp, really.
Only issue I have with it is that it's really good because it's tiny. It's like really, really small. So
Smaller
you can
than
just
a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah, it's like so you can just like put it in your pocket and like take it anywhere, which is awesome. But that's also kind of a detriment because when you're filming stuff, it's like, oh, that looks awesome when you see it this big, but then when you blow it up to like,
you're right.
You know, TV size, you're like, oh, that kind of looks like ass. Okay.
I don't have a whole lot of experience with them. I'm just trying to get the settings correct. And
yeah, I think the problem we had before, I don't think the resolution settings were high enough.
I was on that, what is it, 720? It needs to be on, 1080, 60 frames per second is really, 60 frames
I mean, normally
per second.
I do 30 frames per second.
Yeah, but you have to have 60 frames per second in order to achieve image stabilization.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why...
We were trying to do it, and we were also had 2 cameras. He was walking around with a camera, and then we had a stationary one, like from a different angle, because the guy wanted like a specific thing. Like he wasn't super specific. I mean, he was kind of vague, but he did kind of want this one situation. So I was like, okay, well, we need to like figure out what angle we're gonna do that from.
Yeah, it's a real good solo scene. She's putting on a show and basically beating it to an image of the dude's fucking junk. I got that on a big. He sent it to us. I got it on a big fucking tablet. And I put that in a picture frame in set, and then it had this camera set up. And she basically goes through like a stripper routine, fucking working off the floor. She's dressed up. She looks fucking great.
It was fun to do.
She's never looked this good. Fucking her training, man. She's fucking. She looks totally different. She looks like an adult film actress. Yeah.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Yeah, you did. Well, you saw it.
Yeah.
You saw it.
I thought it came out good.
You're right. It doesn't. I would say probably in terms of appeal, I think the guy's probably going to see probably 50% greater than what you were when you started. It's a big change. This change is so big that she hasn't fully adapted to it yet. Her body's still kind of catching up with. Because there was a lot of fat loss and a lot of gained a lot of muscle and a lot of
there's weird shit.
What do you call it?
Well, not weird, but
no, a lot more. What do you call it? Definition.
Yeah.
in certain areas. She's a lot more. I mean, her waist is fucking real small now. We put her small corset on that she fit in fucking 10 years ago, and it just slipped right on. It was, and I could make it so small that it didn't look good. Went back to the bigger one.
Yeah.
Because you could just scrunch her down to nothing. But
I have some that are smaller than that.
Yeah.
From when I was really, really skinny.
That's when you're really small.
I've got some 18 inchers in there.
Yeah. Everything all has to. The thing is you built up some muscle too. Your shoulders and your back fucking look really good. You can't really scrunch you down that far yet. You just gotta wait.
Yeah, because if the corset's too tight, I'm gonna get some back fat action happening.
Yeah, well, what happens
is top muffin top on the top.
Yeah, because the skin's loose.
Right.
It's gonna take a while because she's lost so much. She lost 35 pounds of fat in maybe a month.
Maybe a bit longer,
Maybe
but not that much longer though.
A month and a half.
Yeah,
maybe.
something like that, like 6 weeks or something.
Yeah, and she's on stuff that'll help collagen synthesis, so the skin will snap back. I've seen her skin snap back before. She's got real good skin about that. But it just takes time. The skin wasn't designed to react that quickly.
Yeah.
But it's not like she's losing 200 pounds, though. So
yeah, it's not a lot.
It's not
and
that
really,
much,
I don't have that much more.
No.
Like, if I had lost another 15, 20, that would be good.
Well, in fat, really, you probably really only want to lose like another 10.
You think?
Yeah, but then you want to put on about another 10, 15 pounds of muscle.
Well, that would work too.
In the lower body. Big
That
quads,
would work,
big
too.
butt. It'll fucking look good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your calves are looking fucking super good. Her ankles are getting like little bitty ankles.
He's been going on Shein being like, I'm going to buy you some anklets.
Let me get you some anklets. Yeah.
Because you know how his thing is with his weird shoe fetish. It's not weird.
I got shoe fetishes and anklet fetishes. Yeah.
It's weird because you're not into feet.
Not that, no.
You're not really into feet.
No, not really into feet, just like shoes.
He just likes shoes on
Shoes
feet.
and ankles and stuff.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, you pretty much like everything, but...
I like everything. It's just one of the little things that, like a little side thing.
Yeah. He does like shoes. That's why he buys me so many.
It's not so bad that I just need the shoe. They got some dudes that's so bad they don't even need the woman. They just want the shoe.
Yeah, they just got a whole closet full of shoes, and they can just like jerk it to the shoes.
Jerk it to the shoes. I mean, not that bad. They got to have the woman in there.
Yeah. But at some shoes, I put him on, and he's just kind of like...
Fucking lose it. Yeah.
And I was like, well, I'm just going to lay here because I can't walk in these, but you know.
Yeah, anything that looks like it would hurt me.
Like you can't walk.
Or it's kind of painful.
Or if
looking
I...
at big spiked heels, a lot of big, huge platforms on them. And
if
real
I stepped on your balls in it.
Yeah, anything that looks like it could step on you and hurt you. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Yeah.
That's hysterical.
It's just a thing.
Yeah.
And if the back side of the arch is a different color, I like that too. Like they
yeah,
have black
okay.
shoes with fucking the inside arch on the bottom of the shoes red. That looks good. That looks good too. I like
That sounds pretty.
They're just a little bit more expensive.
Yeah. That sounds pretty.
Yeah. But you gotta walk in them, see?
Yeah, that's the issue, isn't it?
Takes practice. You used to be able to do it.
I think on StreamMate, we had a guy that tipped us and wanted you to put my shoes on.
Yeah, it gave me $10.
Remember that?
Just $10.
But they don't fit.
Yeah, I said, they don't never fit. He goes, try them on. I'll give you $10.
And we were like, all right.
They say it ain't gonna work. He gave me the $10.
Because he was like, yeah, let's see if you can walk in those, but he can't even put them on.
Couldn't even get them on, yeah.
No, because you don't have like huge feet, but you have bigger feet than me because I have little bitty feet.
Yeah, well, that was impossible to get it, you know.
Yeah, there was no way.
She had the camera. Says, "Wow, it ain't gonna work." He's laughing. He goes, just try it. Just try it. I says, "Man, look at this side."
That was so fucking funny.
He goes, "I'll pay you. Just try it."
Yeah, he did pay.
I couldn't get it in there.
That was hilarious.
Couldn't get it in, and he gave it to him.
And I was just kind of like, "Come on, Tom, you can do it."
A lot of that shit that we did on streaming, it was gag type stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
kind of like a gag, like getting Jenny to sit on my face.
That was a fun one.
And try to suffocate me. I was fucking laughing. I was laughing.
Well, we had a different person that wanted the opposite.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
So I also got
suffocated.
suffocated.
Might have been the same dude, just on a different day.
Maybe with a different name.
Gramthars says on a scale of 1 to 10, how will we rate the StreamMate experience so far? About a 5.
Yeah, I was gonna say for like a 5 or
About
6.
a 5.
It's like
it's boring. It can get boring.
Yeah, that's the only thing. I think the issue, we haven't had problems really with people being assholes or anything like that. We've been asked to do some weird shit, but nothing that weird or painful or anything. So that's not really the issue, but a lot of it is just like boring.
You're waiting.
Because you're just basically waiting around. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just like, like you're in Amsterdam and like the girls are in the windows of the thing being like, hey, come in here and like give me some money. So it's kind of like that. So a lot of it is just kind of like sitting around waiting, being like, hey, come on. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's just kind of like, and then you're sitting there for like 2 hours and
you can you can sit there for 2.5, almost 3 hours, not saying much of anything, and nobody really even walking in, and then all of a sudden some dude comes in and you fucking pull down $100.
Right. You never know.
You never know. So, but the thing is you get sick of just waiting.
Yeah. Because you can't really. I mean, I have seen other people on there just like on their phones or knitting or what have you, but it's like, I don't know. I have thought about doing that though.
Yeah. What would be the best gig is have Jen over here working, and I set the camera and the lights up, and she's sitting, and it's just watching her work.
And I can actually get work done while I'm...
Yeah, but she's working.
So I'm doing two things at once.
And she's dressed up like a sexy office lady.
Right.
With a fucking...
Sexy office lady.
Yeah, with glasses and a fucking suit and all kinds of shit. And dudes would come in and just bother her and try to get her to do something while she's working. That'd be a great...
And then I'll be all pissy about it?
Yeah, I gotta work. Okay, and then you go into a show. These dudes are only fucking in there between 5 and 10 minutes anyway.
Yeah, you rarely get somebody in there longer.
They're rarely
than like
in there for a long
minutes.
time. Yeah.
We have had a few that were in there for like 15 minutes.
But that way you're working. You're actually getting stuff done.
So I'm actually getting... Yeah, because I think that's kind of the issue. Yeah. It's just kind of like, I'm sitting here, it's like I could be making $100, but then I could be doing something else.
That makes money,
over here that makes money, too. And it's just like, so I kind of feel like I'm not really sure what I should be doing.
We have like a wide spectrum of different gigs running.
Yeah, I have like tons
robots
of gigs.
are selling merch for us invisibly out on the internet. Shirts and fucking glasses and shit, you know what I mean? But it's just a little bit here and there. She sells audio books. Robots, on fucking Amazon sell audio books and books for her.
Audible, yo. We're an Audible affiliate. Click the link down in the thing.
We gotta actually do the commercial, actually.
Well, I don't usually do the commercials on Sidetracks because
I would do it every fucking show that you could. Every live stream I would do it.
It is in the description box though. Yeah. The link. You get a month free trial.
Yeah. Audible's good. It's good.
It is, yeah. It is.
If you
I said, I wouldn't affiliate with anybody that didn't have like good shit.
I'm gonna recommend this for about Audible. You can, if you join up with Audible, you can get like, I think, some coupons or something to get a couple of your books at a reduced price or free, I think.
No, you get a month free.
You get a month free, right?
You get 30 days.
Okay.
And then you get 1 credit that you can spend on whatever you want, and you can keep that forever. Right. If you're already Amazon Prime member, you get 2 credits that you can spend, and you get to keep that forever.
She's got a shit ton of audiobooks up there. If you like to listen to the show and fall asleep, if you like AMSR and listen to us and fall asleep, because I've heard people use us to fall asleep.
Beautiful, soothing voice.
Yeah. Get something
which was in a slightly higher register back when I recorded those, but still.
What I would do is I would get one of her audiobooks, maybe something like Unseen Hand, and she just sits there and fucking talks about all these fucking poltergeist
cases.
Talking
about ghosts and shit.
Not
really ghost poltergeist.
Yeah, that was a pretty long one.
2 different things.
And if you fall asleep, it's all right. You go back over there and you start where you fell asleep and you restart.
Yeah, I can't remember how long it took me to do that book.
Yeah.
Was it 7 hours, 8 hours? I don't remember.
And there's a bunch of true crime ones.
It's pretty long.
So, if you like to listen to the show, before go to sleep, or while you're going to sleep.
If you want to hear about murders,
get some of her audiobooks.
Go to sleep listening about murders. Yeah. I do that.
We make money on either end. You joining and then her buying her book first. Yeah.
Sure. Like I said,
following that affiliate link.
Link in the description box. I always put it in there. We have a Skillshare one in there too.
So you help us out, and we help you out. You get something in return.
Let me see. Stilettos on balls. People into goth sex on StreamMate. I don't think we've had anybody specifically. Like, a lot of people will compliment if I have like a cool outfit on or something.
Oh, goth couple. Yeah.
Yeah. So people do like the look. But you know,
doesn't really have anything to do with what we're doing.
That's what I mean. Like kind of like it's just regular sex.
They do have a lot.
We just look cooler doing it. That's all.
They have a lot of goth girls in there working solo, of different types. You know. But somebody's fucking Gramthars as well. If you get bored, just start screwing in there.
No, it said the Colombians eat lunch, watch TV, talk on the phone, etc. And then start shagging.
Yeah, well, the Colombians
they're on there like all day.
They're on there all fucking day. They
like
don't make
10
much.
Hours.
They don't make much money, but that little bit that they do make is a lot of money in Colombia.
Yeah.
All right, so but we couldn't live like that. I mean, that's fucking crazy what they do.
I mean, I don't think it would
I don't
bother
understand
me
how they don't get fucking banned because
I don't get that either.
They're breaking all the rules.
Yeah, like I said, technically, you're not really supposed to do anything quote-unquote below the belt in public. You can show titties, you can, like, suck on a dildo, you can do that kind of stuff, but you can't, like, show dicks, you can't show your cooch, you can't show anything like that.
Yeah, they're doing all that.
Yeah, and it's just kind of, and we see people doing that all the time. I'm like, how are they getting away with this? Maybe nobody cares, or nobody reports it, or... I heard that, you know, StreamMate employees, like, would come in there, like, every now and then, like, check and make sure you were minding your P's and Q's, but maybe they don't have enough people to do that. So maybe no one's monitoring.
Or they don't care about Colombia.
Or maybe.
Maybe they don't make a lot of money from Colombia, but they make enough not to want to lose it. And if they make them follow the rules, that money will dry up, maybe. It could be that.
And it's not just them, because I've seen, like, Americans and British people doing that shit, too.
Yeah, but they would probably come in there eventually and say, hey, stop that.
I mean, there's ways to get around it. Like, as long as you're not, like, showing anything.
It's kind of stupid to do that on StreamMate, though. If you're going to do anything in public, go to Chatterbait.
Go to Chatterbait, yeah.
That's the Roman Coliseum.
Because then you can just do whatever the fuck, and then you're just trying to get tips, you know what I mean?
And the thing there is that you might have 7,000 people watching you and only 3 or 4 paying.
Right.
But out of those 3 or 4 paying, it might end up you might work out ahead.
Yeah.
But there you're just doing a straight live sex show in public.
Yeah. There's no like restrictions. I think the only things I don't think you can do like you can't do
water sports.
Or scat, or you can't do anything like that. But I think those are the only restricted, well, and bestiality and shit like that obviously, but other than that, you can do pretty much whatever. But like I said, I've heard some people like Chatterbait. And in some ways, I can see that would actually be fun because you wouldn't just like be sitting around like blue balls all the time, like waiting for somebody to come in and pay you to do something. Yeah. But on the other hand, I don't know if I would really like the idea of just like being out there doing whatever and then maybe not getting any money. Maybe you'd get money and maybe not. It might be less boring.
My ex Aleda and her husband that I introduced her to do Chatterbait, or did it.
They did do it for a while.
Aleta didn't like it. So she didn't like the comment section because everybody's
they're
real rude in the comment section.
I can see that.
They're real, there's no quality control when it comes to customers. So then they're talking shit about you, about what you look like and shit. So
yeah, I can see how that would really like. Yeah. And I'm like the kind of person that doesn't generally give much of a shit about other people's opinions, especially when they're losers. People, but yeah, after a while, it's just like it's like Chinese water torture. It's just it'll get to you after a while, even if you don't. Like, even like I said, if I think it's just like a bunch of losers in their mom's basements or whatever, and it probably is, but it does wear on you after a while.
Some people just cover the fucking comments up. You don't even see anything. You make money or you don't.
That's probably what I would do, to be honest. Because like, what the fuck would I care what they have to say? I'm sure
they got some other.
I'm sure they're not contributing to the discourse of greater humanity or anything.
They got some other ones that you can live stream through a mobile. A mobile device. Yeah. And I watched fucking this one where it's these 2 Central American girls that might have been Colombia. And they're just walking around in a park and then at random fucking they're in public. At random fucking jumping around the bushes and doing something for like 3 or 4 seconds and then fucking walking away like nothing, like going down on each other or fucking this and that, just anything.
Those are fun.
Yeah, and they're like trying to get away with it. And they were making money.
Well, people like those.
Yeah.
I like those.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like,
they're driving around.
Ooh, they could get caught.
Yeah.
A lot of people like those.
Driving around. She's got a camera on her. And she's in her car by herself. And the phone's on her. And she's flashing and shit. Flashing people in traffic and making money.
Yeah.
There's got to be a dude in the passenger seat though.
Probably.
Because that would be dangerous. You flash some dude, he's gonna follow you.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they might do that anyway. Like, if you don't, so.
Well, the boyfriend is a bouncer anyway.
I would be scared to. I would never ever do anything like that by myself.
Yeah.
Ever.
No.
Because that's just.
Another one is
so dangerous.
Yeah. They're also doing. They had a goth chick that would go through the mall. Go in a mall bathroom, do a quick scene, then come out, fucking walk around the mall, flashing. People are walking around, but she just times it right so nobody sees it. But you think security might see it? They're looking through the cameras, but I guess she doesn't care.
Yeah.
And then she'll go in a car, do stuff in the car, and she's by herself. You could tell she's by herself.
See, I'd be scared to do that.
And then she goes into the restaurant. She puts the phone up on the restaurant while she's eating and flashing the camera, putting the camera on. You're doing upskirts and stuff with the camera.
We saw one time a long time ago. It was like an amateur video where it was a couple, and she was blowing him in. It looked like a McDonald's, right?
Yeah.
It was a McDonald's.
Yeah.
But they were kind of like sitting there.
Yeah.
And then like there was other people like right there, so they kept like going like that, like making sure nobody was turning around and like looking at him and stuff. It was super funny.
I don't think that was. I think that was a Canadian McDonald's too. I don't think that was in the United States.
Yeah, it might have been.
It's a biracial couple, cute hippie white chick, probably in her 20s, big old fucking muscular black boyfriend, probably late 20s. And they were fucking doing some wild shit in the McDonald's. And they do shit at home too. They got money, whatever they do. They're an educated couple. They're professionals of some sort. But it was wild what they were doing. And you could see in the background the people that work at McDonald's fucking serving food. It was nighttime.
Yeah.
And behind them was the parking lot. There was a big window, so they should be able to see everything. Her ass is hanging out over the side. He's fucking doing stuff to her, like only a few seconds at a time.
Right.
Yeah.
That's funny.
They were live streaming it.
Yeah.
But they recorded it and were selling it. They sold it.
I do kind of like that kind of stuff, though.
Well, it's high risk.
Yeah.
High risk adrenaline.
Although it does, it kind of stresses me out watching it too, because I'm like, what if they get caught? Yeah. But the thing about it is, like, if it's not a live stream, if it's recorded, I'm like, well, obviously they didn't get caught because they wouldn't have uploaded it otherwise. Right. But you know what I mean?
Well, no, the live stream is being recorded. You can then.
Well, I know that, but I'm just saying, I'm saying that I'm not watching it live.
Yeah.
So it's like, so obviously they didn't get caught.
Or if they did, they edited that out in the version that they sold.
When somebody said, "Hey, are you blowing that dude over there?"
Yeah.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah.
He just dropped something on his penis, and I was licking it off. That's the excuse I would come up with, because my hands are non-functional.
They just come up with fucking wild ways of making money during a live stream. And then the backside of it, they sell the live stream.
Yeah.
They record it, re-edit it, and sell it.
Zach says, you ever thought of doing a book on the history of horror movies? I have, actually. I have thought about that. And I was thinking about it more, like, lately, because I've been doing, I've been working on that video that I'm eventually going to put up, because I'm writing this massive essay about it, which, like I said, is taking way longer, because I'm going, like, decade by decade. And I'm not trying to cover every single thing, but I don't know. I'm just, like, a completist, so.
What's up, Oracle?
Oracle just got here. Hey, what's going on? Talking about porn again. Like always. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I do kind of like those public ones. I always kind of thought we should do some stuff like that.
We can do that.
I don't want to get arrested, but
if we do that, we should live stream it.
Mm.
But you can't do that from StreamMate.
Right.
Actually, no. They were streaming from. They did do that. I did see some people streaming from a remote location. But it is not set up in a way. That service isn't set up in a way that would be real lucrative. There's other ones. I think the one that runs off the service that X Hamster uses seems to be. I'll go back and check that out. We get approved for it because we're on other platforms. But that particular, it's a token site though.
Yeah.
but that service seems to be better at that kind of stuff. And you got to have a good phone.
Yeah.
With a good service, with
I probably need a better phone.
You need a better phone, better service.
Because my phone's kind of old.
So you make money during the recording.
Right.
All right. And then re-edit it and then sell it on mini vids or sell it. You can actually sell it through on that same platform. You can sell an edited version of it.
Oh my God. Bambi's in the litter box and she's so loud.
Anything you record, you sell on every platform that you can.
Yeah. Oracle said, I got my contract renewed until March 2024. Awesome. Not nearly as amazing as porn, I know. But it means I can keep paying for kitty food. Yeah. So the Mighty Ash has decided to keep loving me. Aw.
It's like I was saying before, we have so many gigs running at one time. That's just one of them. Yeah. And lately, she's been too busy. She's got contract work and shit to do with graphic design. So really, that's things like StreamMate's filler. That's when we don't have anything to do.
Yeah, when we don't have anything to do, we do that. Yeah. But the last couple weeks, I've had like shit to do every day.
Graphic design stuff is a sure thing that pays more, basically per day.
Yeah.
So far.
Yeah, it's it's intermittent.
Yeah.
But
we don't have a huge following like Amy. She can pull down $300, $100, basically $300 a day or a night. She works a day and a night, 6 hours of work. She can pull out $300 on a good night. He showed me her paycheck. Just on a blah night, it was more like $240.
Yeah.
Where she'd do 3 hours and then 3 hours. 3 hours in the morning and 3 hours in the evening.
Yeah, so that's not bad.
$240 a day.
Yeah, that's not bad for 6 hours.
It's not bad.
But like you said, she's
got 30,000 followers.
Yeah, she's got like a huge amount of followers, and she does other porn too, and she's like kind of known.
Yeah.
Whereas we're kind of not.
We're not known. Yeah. We're only known for doing this.
Yeah, which is something.
Yeah.
Better than just being total nobodies.
Right.
But,
yeah. Well, I think most of the followers we have on mini vids come from here.
Probably. I do kind of feel
it wouldn't surprise me if the guy that hired you to do that video was actually a subscriber.
Might have been.
We don't know exactly who he was.
Yeah, I don't know.
He was in England.
I thought. I'm not.
I thought you said he was British.
I'm not sure.
You're not sure? Okay.
No, I'm not sure. Zach says, I've become obsessed with a new horror game lately, Alan Wake 2. It's trippy as hell. I've never heard of that, actually. I need to get more into horror games when I have time, because I do like them, but... Although I have to say I'm more into board games than I am video games. I know that's old lady of me. Gen X Jason said, Tom and Jenny, do you guys make your own screens for screen printing? Yes, we do.
I like to use one color, though. Just white on a black shirt.
Because we don't have like the whole setup where you can do like the
multiple colors,
the separations.
Yeah, there's a mechanical machine you need so you can have all of it and to get everything lined up so it's consistent.
Like I know how to do it, but
it's a pain. I hate doing that kind of shit.
I know it's a pain in the ass.
I like to make kind of like a nightclub style shirt. It's just a black shirt with a white image on it. Just shoot it once.
We made some with red, but to be honest, on a black shirt, you generally do need like a white layer underneath the color. Otherwise, it's not going to really show up.
But it's funny that you asked that because I got 12 shirts in from Amazon. 6 ribbed wife beaters, 6 regular tees, black. I have to get small now. I have to wear small.
Yeah.
Because my body shape's changed so much. I used to be able to wear medium. I put a medium on, I look pregnant. Because the way they're tailored are fucking big in the middle. And I'm not as big in the middle as I guess the average guy anymore, you know? So it billows at the bottom. So it's funny. I got bigger. I weigh a lot. I weigh 187 pounds. And I'm wearing a small.
Yeah.
You know, doesn't the small look a hell lot better?
Yeah, because you got some shirts that were mediums that were just they didn't look bad. They were just baggy.
They're real baggy on me now. Yeah,
in the middle.
Because I got V-taper now.
But see, I have the same thing. It's just kind of like that's why I always have to buy shirts that are like fitted.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing when you have big boobs. If you buy something that'll fit over your boobs, then it's just gonna like sag like over the rest of it. And it's gonna be too big. Tight. So you have to get something that's like tight and stretchy.
Yeah.
Like that's what looks good.
You.
That's what looks.
See,
good.
show. Look at that. See, look at them things.
Look at them things.
Look, they got there's an undersection. Go ahead.
There's an undersection.
There's an undersection.
An undersection, an oversection, a middle section.
2 sides.
Side section.
You can stand behind her and see the boob. Yeah, she raises her arms and you see the boobs fucking barely stick out from the rib cage. They're pretty.
Yeah, Tom likes the side boob.
Yeah, it's called side boobs from the back.
Backside boob.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tom's into that kind of shit. You're into, like I said, you're into everything. You love the shoes and the suit, side boobs, and all kinds of stuff.
I'm observant. Is what I'm observant. I observe shit and I have certain tastes. You know. Now my tastes are broad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I like things that are kind of unusual, but the quality's got to be good.
You got to be good quality.
Got to be good quality. Yeah. Let me go get some ice here.
Yeah, I'm running out.
Okay.
Oracle said, "Did you hear there's a streaming TV series starring Crussell and Son of Crussell?"
What?
Okay, we might have to start watching that. What kind of show is it? And like, what is it on? I never hear about anything hardly. I don't know why. It's just I'm always like busy doing shit. It's like every now and then I hear about like horror movies and stuff because because I'm into that. But other stuff I'm just kind of like, what? Okay. I'm like clueless. Zach says Alan Wake is basically Twin Peaks meets an actually good Stephen King novel. Okay, in game form, and it's fascinating. Oh, okay, that actually sounds pretty good. So I'm gonna need to like look that up. She says it's called the Crussell show.
I'm listening.
Monarch: Legacy of Monsters. It's about Godzilla and other kaiju.
Oh shit, we gotta see this. Where is it? What
That's what I said. I don't know what platform it's on. I mean, we could look it up probably, but probably easier, like because you guys might know. Holy shit, we just spent like the last 3 or 4 evenings watching fucking The Unexplained on Hulu. The one with William Shatner. I can't believe that dude is fucking so... How old is William Shatner now? He's in his 90s, right? He still looks pretty good for being in his 90s. But, yeah, they put up season 4 of that show, The Unexplained. I don't know how new it is. They had fucking 22 episodes? 22 episodes of that shit. I'm like, how are they still, like, coming up with stuff? Like, to be... Because, I don't know. I don't know. That show just, like, is really comforting and, like, amusing, so... We just, like... We watched them all, so we have to find something else to watch now, but we've been going through those like the last few nights. Like watching the fucking Unexplained. Like it's like, ooh, weird Wild West and like weird monuments and shit like that. I don't know, it's super fun. Oh, Apple TV only. Well shit. I watched the first episode tonight and enjoyed it. Thought y'all might like it. Yeah, we're gonna have to look into that. We don't have Apple TV though. Man, we have so many streaming services. I don't know what to do. I don't even remember what all ones we have. We got Hulu, we got Amazon Prime, we got Shudder, got HBO Max. That came with my phone plan. And then you got all the free ones like Tubi and Plex and all that kind of stuff. So she said it's on Apple TV, which we don't have that.
I didn't finish what I was talking about though.
Well, don't look at me. You went into the bathroom.
Yeah, no. We were talking about making shirts.
Oh.
It's funny that you mentioned this because I got in those shirts. Actually, it's a pack of 6. 2 packs of 6. I got 12 T-shirts for myself. I want to come up with some new designs to replace the designs you guys didn't really bite on. Of course, I make them for myself first because I'll make a bunch of them and wear them.
As you know.
Because there's shit that I want that you can't buy.
Yeah.
I want to do 2 tank-themed shirts. One of them is just going to say tank. And it'll have like a star on it, and it's going to be kind of like an M4 Sherman, World War II M4 Sherman-themed shirt. And then the other one is going to say Panzer. And it's going to have the Roman numeral 5. Panzer 5. So Panzer V, what it'll look like. And I'm going to get that shit looking right. And so it's going to be kind of like World War II tank shirts. They're going to look real fucking cool. It's like something you could actually wear to a club.
Although I have to tell you that every time I see you in that Panzer shirt, I'm immediately going to go, computer machine.
Yeah, computer machine. Panzer, yeah. Or the fucking Panzerkunst from fucking, remember from fucking...
That fucking And One song.
Yeah. What was the name of that?
I like that song, though.
Yeah. But the font's got to be correct in the Panzer one. I'm just gonna look at all the fonts. They have to look kind of like 1940s military, but maybe with like a retro futuristic, with a futuristic.
Well, I could
spin.
do something like that.
You could do something like that, yeah.
I really enjoy researching like fonts and design styles from different eras.
Yeah.
Because I did that like in some of my board games. I did a board game that was all based around absinthe houses.
Yeah.
From like the turn of the century in Paris. And so I went and researched like all and like I looked at ads and posters like from back in that time period and like tried to match the fonts and the colors and everything.
Now that my Snake Plissken shirt was a fucking huge hit, sold a lot of them, and I wear those at Circle K, and I have young guys.
So like,
man, that's a badass shirt, man. Where'd you get that shirt? So I made that shirt, and like, oh, these like teenage boys, the fucking late 17, 18-year-old boys at Circle K freaking out over that shirt.
That is a cool shirt.
Guess they know who Snake Plissken is. They're probably playing fucking...
All cool people know who
probably playing fucking Metal Gear. Probably how they know.
Yeah.
Metal Gear is probably how they like it.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
Iris says, hello, been watching you both for a while now. Just made a channel. Any tips for beginners?
Okay, yeah. Well, first of all...
And everyone has their own taste in games, whether it's board games or video games. Yeah, that's
friend us on Instagram.
Or Facebook or whatever.
Or Facebook. And send us a link to the channel. We want to see your channel.
Yeah.
And then
Tom will give you all kind of advice.
Give you all kinds.
He has a lot more time to like talk to.
Yeah,
people
Jen's
than I
fucking
do,
working a lot.
But so he's probably like the one to contact.
Yeah.
I don't know, like what. I'm not really sure because when we started, we didn't really know what we were doing. We just started it kind of for fun because somebody told us we were funny and we should do a show.
Yeah.
And, they're like, hey, you guys like horror movies and weird shit. It's like, why don't you guys should do a show? You're hilarious. And so we were kind of like, well, I don't know. But then we were like, well, okay, maybe we should. And then we started doing it and then it was kind of fun. And then we just kept doing it.
Now, Iris, is this the channel that you're promoting? The Iris channel? Is that the one you're talking about?
Did you get
or is there another channel?
Did you get the last name right?
I can't say that. Haney.
Yeah.
Haney.
Or Haney. I'm not sure.
Or Haney.
H-A-Y.
Yeah, I don't know if it's that channel or if it's another channel.
Yeah, it's and I'm gonna say too that it takes a while to build up. I mean, we've been doing this shit since 2016, and we only just got to 14,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
So it took us that long.
It takes a long time.
And we didn't really know what we were doing, so we just kind of like, let's try this for a little while, let's try that for a little while. It's not working. Then we just like abandoned it or didn't feel like doing it anymore and shit like that. So I don't know. I feel like we don't worry about it.
Now,
as
Callan
much
Higgins
anymore.
says that I'd probably like
Invincible on Amazon Prime.
I don't know what that is.
It's a series, probably.
Well, yeah, I don't know what it's about though.
Yeah. Well, you should look it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, Oracle said they've got 3 eps up so far of Monarch, the one with Crustle. Yeah. And if you like kaiju stories,
we like
it a try. Yeah,
I
should probably.
What service is that on?
Apple TV.
Apple TV. We don't have that.
I know we don't have that. Yeah. I don't even know how much that is. Is that? Can you get it like for an add-on for something or? I don't know. I'll have to look into that. Zach says, speaking of fonts, I'm so mad because they made a custom font for the Quantum of Solace title sequence, and I love it, but it's not publicly available. But you know what? Any kind of movie, though, that some designer will make a font based on that, and will usually call it, because I've been able to find pretty much every font. Well, I don't know if every font, but most fonts from like most movies. If somebody made that, and it wasn't like an already existing font, somebody will make a font of it like later on.
It's funny that Zach likes Quantum of Solace because he told me, he said, "Man, watch the new Bond. That fucking was it the fourth one, and that's good too. It is different than the other ones, but it's grown on me." People were shitting on Quantum of Solace. I think Quantum of Solace is my favorite one.
I still think it's my least favorite, but it's a lot better than I remembered the first time that I saw it. Like, I appreciate it a lot more, like, the more times that I saw it.
It had a real cool paranormal angle. It had the enemy base out in the middle of the fucking desert. All the alchemical symbolism about oil, water, and fire, and water that burns. I don't quite know what they were trying to say, but that looks like alchemy. There was something symbolic happening there. And Bond has a paranormal event in the taxi, when the taxi driver says, my dead mother came to me in my dream and told me that they were stealing the water. That was fucking wild for a James Bond movie, because that's what was happening. Fucking Spectre was stealing the water rights of that country. I think that was fucking... did they say what country that was? Chile. It wasn't Chile, was it?
Oh, I don't even remember now.
I think it might have been.
What, was it a real country or was it a made-up country?
I think it was a real country. I think.
I thought it was a made-up country, but it's been a long time since I've seen it. Oh, as far as tips for beginners, and you don't have to do this because we didn't, but I'm just saying maybe to avoid like some headaches down the road. And this is really rich coming from me because I totally don't do this, but I think it's good to have, like, if you have a channel, like, to have a focus. You know what I mean? Like, our shit is all over the place. You know what I mean? And that's just kind of how we roll, because we do things for a little while and then we get bored of doing them that way and then just change it up. But I feel like channels do better that are kind of like focused on one thing. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or like just a very small thing. You know what I mean? Because then people are like, oh, that's that channel that does that. There's a reason to go to it. Yeah. Whereas our channel is just kind of like, when I have to explain it to people, I'm just like, okay, how much time have you got? You know what I mean? It's because we just like talk about whatever.
No, it was Bolivia. Zach said it was Bolivia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought it was
weird. I thought it was a made-up country.
No, it was Bolivia.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've seen it, as you can see.
I've seen that one 7-8 times, and I've seen all of them about that much. And I think I like fucking Quantum. I used to like Skyfall the best.
I think Skyfall is still my favorite.
Over time, I didn't like Skyfall as much. I like.
Well, that's what happens. Yeah. That's why you rewatch things. You get different perspective and different context.
There was something about Quantum of Solace. I liked it.
Like I said, I liked it a lot more the more times I saw it. You know, that happens sometimes. Sometimes if I saw a movie one time and I was just kind of like, I wasn't really feeling it. You know, a couple years later, I might give it another whirl, and I'm just like, oh wow, that's you see a lot more in it, like the second time maybe.
On Aeon Byte Gnostic Radio, they had a guy. It was called. He did a show. It was a guest that came on, did a show with him. It was called. What was it? I think it was called the Gnosis of 007.
Oh, I remember that. Did we listen to that?
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Like together?
Or something like that.
It sounds
the Gnosis of the Gnostic James Bond, I think is what it was called. And this guy, he knew a lot about the world's religions and religious Gnosticism and symbolism, alchemy and all kinds of stuff. And he was a James Bond fan, and he noticed that in most of the James Bond movies there was an occult symbolism happening in most of them over the years. But he said that all kind of tied back with the way Ian Fleming was. That Ian Fleming was into the occult. And James Bond, in the movie, James Bond's religion is never given. But evidently in the books, it's hinted or expressly says that he's a Manichaean, which is a dead religion. And if you kind of look at Manichaeanism is basically the Jedi. That's what it was. They could be any religion, but they believed in a higher God and kind of like paranormal abilities. They're talking about the Jedi. And the Manichaeans were around. It was like a synthesis of Western religions and Buddhism. And that's what you have in Star Wars, really. But evidently that's what James Bond's religion was.
I've been wanting to do a show about that, actually, about Manichaeism.
Yeah, we need to do one.
I think it's in my list.
Yeah.
I put it in the poll a couple times, but it never wins.
They were around
because most people are probably like, what the fuck is that?
They were around for a long, long time. People don't know about them. And they got stamped out of existence by other religions over time.
Jerks.
Yeah, and what was weird is that they were kind of open to other religions. Like you could be, say, a Muslim or a Christian and become a Manichaean. It was like an overlaying philosophy that could go over it.
Okay, so it's like a cooler religion.
Yeah.
It's not one of those, you can only have this religion. You have to renounce all that.
My understanding is they were kind of a synthesis of them all. And that kind of like the Masons, but maybe less political. It's probably more spiritual. I don't think a lot survives from them, but it was, from what we know, it was like half Buddhism. It was an East meets West religion.
Right.
That's what it
Which
was.
sounds pretty chill.
Yeah.
Yeah, Oracle said the Pope declared the Manichaeans to be heretics in the Middle Ages, if I remember correctly. Yeah. He was always doing that.
Well, they wouldn't put themselves in a box.
Yeah.
They were open-minded.
Which we like that. I like that.
They were seeking the truth. And it had a lot of elements of philosophy.
If you gotta have a religion, then at least have like a chill fucking religion.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, we don't know if they were chill.
No, I know.
They had an organization, they had money.
I'm just being glib.
Right. They might have been ruthless killers if you got in their way. You don't know.
They probably were.
Yeah.
They're gonna disappoint me.
But they were kind of
like everything else does.
But evidently the Jedi were kind of like based on Manichaeanism, basically, or I don't know if it was directly or indirectly. It was a synthesis of East and West.
Oracle also said that she found our show, our Logan's Run review, and like she liked our style. So
a lot of people say
that. That was like a hugely popular review at the time.
Ridiculous.
And I don't know why. I guess at the time that we posted it, which was years ago now, that was one of the first ones we did, I think.
Yeah.
Like back in 2016 or 2017, there weren't many Logan's Run reviews, so it seemed like a lot of people like saw that one.
I think we might have the best or biggest Logan's Run review on YouTube.
We might actually.
I think we do.
I mean, there might be more of them now.
And we got the seal of approval from hardcore Logan's Run's fans of that movie, because a lot of people shit on that movie.
I love Logan's Run.
Yeah, Logan's. It's nothing.
The series was good too.
It's nothing like the book. The book.
No,
is
it's
different.
not. It's not.
But that movie,
that's okay.
I thought that movie was very cool, and it would have lasted longer had Star Wars not come. Star Wars came and it blew it out of the water.
Well, and I mean, Logan's Run has its own thing going on. So, you know. Thank you very much, Bryce.
What's up, Bryce?
Always appreciated.
Yeah.
Been around since 2016. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Would you ever do an anniversary episode? Oh my god, maybe we should. How long has it fucking been? I can't believe that either.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just started. It was summertime, I think. We were at a horror convention, and one of the other authors that was there, Armand Rosamilia, right?
Yeah.
And he had the table like next to him, and we got to talking to him at this convention. And he's like, you know, I have like a podcast network, and it's like, you guys are kind of funny, like, because, you know, we talk like this all the time.
And
like,
our podcast was bigger than our fucking YouTube show, actually.
We had
like 60,000.
Like on their network, we had like a lot of downloads.
We had like 60,000 downloads
when we first started out.
Yeah.
But so he's just like, oh, you guys should think about starting one because, you know, I like your interaction is really funny, and it's like, you know a lot about horror, and you know a lot about all this weird just like true crime and shit, and you know people would watch that, or people would listen to that because we didn't actually have a video component until much later. But we're like, yeah, maybe we'll get around to doing that. And then we started doing that, and it was fun. I think at first we only just did 1 or 2 shows a week. I think we did like a main show, which was usually paranormal or true crime, and then we did a movie review. And I think that's all we did. But then like as the years went on, we just started adding shit. We added some shit, and we kind of abandoned it because we just got sick of doing it or ran out of material or whatever. But it's changed a lot, and we just still do it because it's fun. You know what I mean? We're not like really worried about it. Let's see. Zach said, I found y'all's show back in 2018, right around when they caught D'Angelo. Yeah. I think it was about a week after you did your show about him. Yeah, that's right. It's like we did a show about the original Night Stalker before he was caught, and then it was a while before he was caught, though. I don't remember when we did that show, but it was quite a while before he was caught. And then when they did catch him, I was like, holy shit, I never thought they'd catch that motherfucker. And so we were like, oh my god, we need to do a show about that, like, now that they fucking caught him. But yeah, I feel like most of the time, like, most of the people that say, oh, I found your show, like, it was almost always, like, the Logan's Run review. I just feel like that's the gateway. The gateway drug is the Logan's Run review.
Yeah, that one in the Lorraine Warren.
Oh, that too.
I think it's our biggest show is Ed and Lorraine Warren.
I think it still is, even to this day. Well, we've done a second one where we talked about some of their other cases too. Yeah. But I think the first one, and that was the one that we had like got the most hate mail on.
Yeah. See, the thing is that
by a large margin.
For the amount of time we've been around, you'd think we'd have more subscribers, but if you look at other shows that are like ours, they have a similar amount of subscribers in this.
Yeah, I'm not really. I mean, and the thing is, I watch a lot of horror content, like people that have fewer subscribers than we have.
Yeah. Now here's the reason why I've heard about it. They have rigged the algorithms to keep people from getting too big too quickly. People who do get big quickly either have some kind of corporate backing and they have a lot of fake followers, or they got big out of just sheer quality and quantity, and they would have gotten even bigger if those algorithms were not in place. So in other words, they've been hobbled and they're still huge. They have people like that.
Yeah.
Midnight's, I think it's called Midnight's Edge. It's a real good channel that talks about movies and entertainment, and it's about 8 guys from all over the world. I think the guy that actually runs it, I think, is from Sweden, I think. But Midnight's Edge got huge, and despite of what they did, what they did to that channel. They tried to stop that from getting big because it was critical about certain things they didn't like. They didn't like certain things about Hollywood. They didn't like the writing and shit. They were all right, and their predictions all came true with what was going to happen to Hollywood and Disney and all that shit. And right now, fucking Disney's undergoing a hostile takeover because it's been just driven into the fucking ground, and it's got to go back to family entertainment, and it'll get better, but it's going to take a long time. There's going to be massive layoffs, lots of firings, and a lot of people walking off. But they'll rebuild. The guy that's doing the hostile takeover has a history of turning companies around, and he just does it by going for the money. You know, he knows he targets what the general public wants and goes that way. So you're going to see more classic writing probably out of Disney. Family-friendly shit. Kid-oriented, which that's what sells. That's what Disney's market is. That's what its job is. It's not to do this fucking crazy shit. Terrible reboots, live-action reboots. Although I must say that the live-action reboot of Aladdin was good.
I didn't mind it, actually.
Yeah, I thought it was good. But that was one of the better ones. They got worse after that. They said Little Mermaid, actually, the quality was really good. And she did...
Yeah, I heard that was pretty good.
That girl,
we saw the Dumbo one, which was all right, but not all that great.
No. Now, the reason why Little Mermaid failed, a lot of people are saying, well, it's because she's the wrong color. No, that's not why it failed. It failed because Disney had already lost the goodwill of just general fucking families with little kids. They're afraid to take their fucking kids to see it. You know, they don't know what Disney's going to put out because it puts out some fucking crazy shit. And you can't predict what they're going to say or do, and you got a lot of parents that are sensitive about what their kids hear. I mean, this shit's got to be G-rated. It's got to go back to the way it was in the 2000s, you know, 2010s, and then it'll start making money again. Buzz Lightyear type shit.
Zach says, what if you wrote like a comedy horror story about fraud psychics? Interestingly, I'm actually been working on, I had an idea to do like a board game that was kind of based around old school like spiritualism and psychics and stuff, like mediums, because I love that the aesthetic around that era, like all the old seances and stuff, like with all the old mediums like inside the boxes with the ectoplasm coming out their fingers and stuff. I love that kind of shit. So I have like an idea for a board game that's going to be like that, based around that, which is going to have like a backstory to it and stuff. Tammy says you guys have a very loyal fan base. We do. Yeah. I mean, you guys are here like every fucking time we stream, which is amazing. Oracle also says, well, we know awesome when we see it. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and Bryce said something about a girl. How did he find us?
Well, hang on. I'm working my way down.
Okay.
Danny Rolling says Ed Warren had an underage girlfriend living with him, and Lorraine alleges that allegations really came out about the couple. I think we mentioned that.
They've known that.
Didn't we mention that like on the last show? Because we did a second show about the Warrens, like with more of their cases. But yeah, they did have allegedly. I mean, they're both dead, I guess, but they can't defend themselves. But I'm pretty sure they did have. Was she underage?
I think she was at the beginning.
That was living with them.
Yeah.
Which.
It was his girlfriend, evidently.
Yeah. Okay.
But just Lorraine knew, evidently, allegedly.
Yeah,
Lorraine
like I said,
knew.
they're dead. They can't defend themselves,
Yeah.
and they're charlatans, allegedly. But
And just because that happens, you don't know what the actual arrangement was. That might have been a threesome. You don't know.
Well, that's what I was picturing, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not picturing it because gross, but you know what I mean.
Well, they were all younger when that happened.
It wasn't like when they were super old.
It wasn't when they were real. Yeah.
Which, like I said, if it was all consenting, but if the girl was underage, obviously that's a whole different thing. But if
she may have been underage when she moved in there.
Yeah, which that's problematic. If she had been older, then I wouldn't have had a problem.
She may not have been. Maybe she wasn't underage when it went down. Maybe it wasn't underage. Another thing is that people think underage is under 18. No, go back and look at your state laws. Underage a lot of times means under 16 or under 15,
right?
Because that's the age of consent laws. 18 is when the girl's legal to make porn. A dude could go to the army at 18, be drafted, and be killed at 18. A girl supposedly can make the decision to do porn and dance. Actually, in Canada, if I remember correctly, a girl could dance nude at 16. So a lot of those strippers were 16-year-olds. But the world was very different when I was growing up. You grew up a lot faster. Their maturity level was better than today, I would think, in some ways.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
No, it was. They had real short attention spans, and they're not quite as sharp.
I remember 16-year-olds back then. They were not mature.
Yeah, but probably better than today. They're infantilized today. You got to look at it this way. Japan and Germany was burned to the ground. Millions of people killed by 18-year-old fucking B-17 pilots. When you see those B-17 bombers, the pilots were 18 and 19 years old flying them fucking things. That's fucking insane. You'd never see that today. But that's the way the 40s were. You were a fucking adult at 18. You were out fucking dropping fire on fucking little children and shit at that age. Flying huge bombers with no computers. Man, and that generation, though, they call them the greatest generation. That generation drank itself into an early grave, though, too.
You can't really blame them all the fucking shit they did.
Yeah.
I'd be messed up, too.
Yeah. But they expected more out of people back then. And the girls were married at 16. A lot of them. 16, 17. They were married and had kids.
Bryce says, I first came across you guys with the Mr. Cruel episode. Oh, yeah, I remember that one. I couldn't remember the name for ages until a goth friend suggested your podcast. Yeah, Mr. Cruel.
Mr. Cruel, I forgot about. What was that about?
That was that serial. That was in Australia. Now, some people thought that the original Night Stalker and Mr. Cruel were the same guy because he had the balaclava thing going on too and like all that kind of stuff. But I don't know. Maybe we should do a revisit on that. Yeah. I don't know if there's been any like updates on the Mr. Cruel case.
Yeah.
In the
but the Ed and Lorraine Warren thing, I think that girl was 15 or 16.
Which, like I said, problematic.
You'd have to check the state laws at the time whether or not that was considered to be legal.
It's still creepy though, like considering how old they were.
Yeah, they were in their 20s and 30s.
Yeah, so it's still creepy. Sorry.
Yeah.
Even if it was legal,
that
it's
was
still
the
creepy.
70s though.
Still
I think that was the 70s or the 60s. Things were just their consciousnesses were different. They lived fast and died young.
Danny Rowling said the Summer Wind episode brought me here.
Yeah, Summer Wind. That was a good episode. That's one of my favorite. That's
we might have done a couple episodes about that.
Yeah,
I feel like
I've seen that episode so many times now. It's still my favorite haunting episode.
We watch that all the time.
That one and the one with the Snedekers, and I don't have that on DVD. It's not available because that was the pilot episode. The 2 pilot episodes.
Oh yeah, that was one of the pilots, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Zach says
the Snedeker case. And
yeah. That was one of the funeral home.
Yeah, and Mr. Gordy.
And Paranormal Witness did the Snedekers too.
Yeah. But the haunting Snedeker case is a lot better than fucking
The Paranormal Witness one, yeah.
Yeah, it sounded a lot more compelling. And you go back to the source material and find out what they really said, it's not as good.
Well, they're always going to sex it up for the show because, obviously, they want people to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, all kind of other stuff happened that they didn't, mention.
They didn't mention, right.
Which you'd think they would because that was, it's all salacious. That's going to get people to watch it, but they didn't. I guess they were afraid people would complain.
I don't think the Snedeker case actually happened.
It sounds a little far-fetched.
I thought it did back in the day when I first heard it after going through the fucking Mammoth Mountain Poltergeist fucking thing that we went through. I thought that maybe that was a possibility. They seemed compelling, the mom, but what she's describing and what other people describe, if it did happen, it's highly embellished.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know. It's hard for me to put myself into the mindset of some of the people, and I'm not mentioning any names, but some of the people that are on some of the haunting episodes or the Paranormal Witness episodes, they come up with some real outlandish shit. Because I'm not a real fantasy prone individual, and I'm not saying that these people are lying or just pulling stuff out of their ass, but I think that they might be, maybe some minor weird shit happened and they just kind of blew it out of proportion.
Danny says that they're available as a 2-set on
double feature in Haunting in Connecticut and Haunting
Blu-ray.
in Georgia for $5.
$5 for 2, and that's
on
eBay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Because he said he owns one.
Okay, yeah, I'll have to get one.
Zach said there was a Mr. Cruel update. A woman on Reddit suspected her stepdad or stepbrother was Mr. Cruel because they both fucked up dudes that abused her a lot. Now, okay, I'm going to have to look that up because that's been a while since I've looked up that case. I remember writing about Carmen Chan, who was one of the alleged victims of Mr. Cruel, in my book, but I haven't really looked up any updates since then. Yeah, both of them were full-length movies. They were really good. Both of those were really good. They were really fun. I don't know. There's just something, really comforting about those haunting episodes. I don't know what it is. Some of them aren't particularly scary, and some of them are just yeah, I don't believe you people. Come on. You're just making it up. But it's just, I don't even care. I don't care if they're making it up. Just tell me a good story. You know? It's I don't have to believe it. I don't believe most of them. Or, like I said, I kind of feel like it's... Maybe they did see some weird shit, but they just embellished it for the show. And I do kind of feel too, that sometimes it's not their fault because I do kind of feel the show producers, and sometimes it's kind of obvious that they do this, will edit stuff in a particular way to make it look more dramatic or make it sound more dramatic. And sometimes too, I don't know, they put stuff into the reenactments that nobody described. So I kind of wonder... Because I know that they come to your house or whatever they do. They come to your place and they, record hours of interviews with you. So there's obviously a lot more of the interviews than you see in the episode because they just show you little bits of it. So they could be describing all of this stuff and they're okay, we're going to try and get it. But obviously they're going to make it look a lot scarier. The thing that always pisses me off the most is when they'll have a shot of somebody, washing the dishes or whatever, in the kitchen, and then a ghost will walk behind them. But it's they didn't see that. Their back was turned. You know what I mean? That was for us. That was for the benefit of the audience. And I'm always just kind of I don't know. That just always feels like a cheat to me. Because I'm they didn't say they saw that. Maybe that's how they're visually trying to represent, hey, I was washing the dishes and I thought I felt somebody behind me. That could, okay, that's fair. But I was otherwise you're just putting scary shit in there for the sake of the audience. And that's... that's not what the people said they saw. That's all. Yeah, Bryce said, Australian police now have a sketch of a suspect for Mr. Cruel. They think he was someone, who worked on power lines and stuff. Okay, so there has been some movement on that since I last heard about it.
I don't remember that case.
I'm going to have to look that up. It was kind of, well, the thing about it, like I said, the reason that people thought before they caught D'Angelo, the reason that people thought the Mr. Cruel case and the original Night Stalker were related, even though Mr. Cruel is obviously in Australia, was because the MOs were very similar. So it was a similar kind of thing to what original Night Stalker, what D'Angelo was doing. Allegedly. He hasn't been convicted yet, right? D'Angelo?
No, I don't think so.
Shit, I still need to read that book about him.
Now, Danny, those 2 episodes, you said each one's movie length long.
Yeah.
They're on the same Blu-ray or DVD? Just wanted to know.
Yeah, it's a double feature.
It's a double feature?
Yeah. Yeah, look it up.
Yeah.
Because those are good. Those are like...
Yeah.
I've only seen them like once or twice.
Yeah, me too. I've only seen them a couple times. It's got one, Mr. Gordy. One of them's got the...
I like the Mr. Gordy one,
Mr. Gordy
too.
one, yeah.
We did a show about haunting in Georgia a while back. Yeah, Zach said D'Angelo got sent to prison back in 2021, I think. That's right. Yeah, I couldn't remember if he'd been convicted or not, if he was still, like, on trial. Because you know how long the fucking trials take.
What's the name of that disc? What do I search under? Haunting at...
I would just, like, look up... Well, don't look up a haunting in Connecticut, because it was a movie called that. So look up a haunting in Georgia, I would think. Because that... I don't think there's another movie called that. You know?
Let's see if it's on.
Because The Haunting in Connecticut, they actually made a fictional movie. Let's see if there's one on
Amazon.
Yeah, look it up.
Might it be a haunting, and then like the pilot episode.
That might work too, like a haunting pilot episodes.
Yeah.
But like I said, or a haunting in Georgia, Mr. Gordy. Something that won't get like a million unrelated, results. Yeah, both on the same disc, he says. Danny Rowling said the father from Haunting in Florida episode I just saw in the 1983 film The Philadelphia Experiment. I'll be damned. Did we see that movie?
No.
I don't remember if we saw that movie or not. I know we did a show about that, and we watched a documentary about it, but I don't think I saw the fictional movie about
Haunting in Georgia?
Yeah. A haunting double feature is what he called it.
A haunting double feature?
Yeah. A haunting in Georgia / a haunting in Connecticut.
A haunting double pack. A haunting season 3.
We already got that. We have the first 6 seasons on.
Is it? It's a
disc.
haunting, right?
Yeah. Yeah, not the haunting. That's something else.
A haunting double feature.
Yeah.
That's the name of it.
Yeah, I mean you might be able to find it that way. You're on Amazon, right?
A haunting in Connecticut, a haunting of Georgia.
There you go.
That's $33.
You can maybe get a used one though on eBay. That's what I'm saying. They don't
okay. And on DVD, they got it on DVD for $5.
There you go. That's what he said.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that right now.
I'm gonna get that right now.
Get that right now. I'm gonna buy that shit right now. Okay.
Buying it right now.
Yeah.
For $5 on Amazon.
Well, it's actually $10 because that's $4 delivery, but I'm gonna get it anyway.
But still, he said it was cheaper on eBay, but
yeah, it's all right. I just get it with a fucking push of a button. You'd still have to pay shipping, probably.
Yeah, I wonder.
Yeah.
Yeah, you still gotta pay shipping on eBay.
Okay.
Well, there you go. Now we're gonna have like some entertaining shit to watch.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think we've done shows on both of those, but like a long time ago. We could do a revisit though. Man, we need to think of like a movie to watch this weekend to talk about on Monday. We'll find something.
Yeah.
Speaking of Amazon, I just ordered today our wedding rings. We didn't even think about it. Because that's how fucking organized we are. I didn't think about it like before we went to the courthouse or anything like that. And she's like, oh, you got any rings? And we're like, oh, yeah, we should probably do that. So it's only like, what, 2 months later? More than 2 months later. So I just ordered some rings today. So they'll be here Sunday. They're nice. I hope they fit. We'll see how that goes. Look at that. It's like, oh shit, I think I might have a bald spot on the front of my hair, but I can't tell if it's that or one of my many cow licks. How many cow licks you got, Zach? What are you doing?
Answering somebody.
Mm.
I'm answering Saad.
Ben says
over in Saudi Arabia.
Shave it all off just in case. That's what Tom did.
Just shave all your fucking hair off. No, I wouldn't really recommend that. It depends on what your build is.
You know what? I wish that I looked good with no hair.
Yeah.
because my actual hair, this is a wig, clearly, but my actual hair is a pain in the ass. And I keep telling Tom all the time, I'm like, man, I wish I looked good with no hair.
Maybe in a
I
couple,
would shave it all off.
Maybe in a couple years, you know what I mean? The progress you're making.
Like the sides and the back
gym,
are shaved, but
maybe.
it's still long on the. So it can still look normal if it has to.
The thing is that to look good bald, you got to be very trim. You got to be lean or muscular. You cannot have a fat head. You can't have a fat body and be bald. If you do that, it doesn't look as good as a lean person. That's what I found. Like, I shaved it off because I was losing weight, and I could. And my hair wasn't all that good anyway, so I said, fuck it, I'm going to shave my head off. And once I shaved it, it looked better. When I grew beard along with it, it looked even better. So bald with a beard. That's really... Now, I wouldn't have tried to rock this when I was younger. You get to a certain age where you look better like this than if you try to like be clean shaven with long hair or whatever. It doesn't. That's a young man's game.
I mean, it depends on the person, obviously.
Yeah.
What your look is.
It's a young man's game, if you ask me. It's better to just be fucking real minimalist and fucking military and rugged looking. Fucking once you get older.
Rugged, Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, don't try to be pretty. You ain't gonna be pretty. You're fucking ugly. You're old. All right. You just better be in good.
You just gotta
shape.
roll with it.
You better be in good shape. You better look fucking tough. Yeah.
You do.
I'm talking about men. I'm not talking about women. Women don't really. Women is a totally different game.
Yeah, it is totally different.
Totally different game.
But you
a woman could stay hot all into her 70s if she plays her card right. Look at fucking Cassandra Peterson, also known as Elvira. She looks fucking great. She's 73, 74. Most young dudes would hit. And, you know, she earned that, though. She stayed in shape. She's probably not natural. She definitely went under the knife. She's had facial work done.
I mean, sometimes you gotta
well,
do
yeah,
what you gotta do.
You have to. You know, she's 70-something years old. But you just tighten up jaw lines and fucking tighten up around the ears a little bit, and it fucking makes a hell of a difference. Fucking, she's a good-looking old lady. There are some old ladies in their 70s in porn that fucking look old, but they're fucking like wicked witches, man. They're fucking kind of hot, like fucking, what's her name? Sally D'Angelo.
Was that the one you showed me?
Yeah,
her and that other old lady in the tub.
Yeah, yeah.
with that one dude.
Yeah, and that other old lady actually works with Amy. She's available.
Yeah.
Yeah, that other lady, and she's kind of a hot old lady too, but she's not as old as Sally D'Angelo. And Sally D'Angelo looks like something like out of a Disney movie, like The Wicked Witch.
That's kind of awesome, though.
Yeah, she's skinny, got big old boobs, and fucking real wicked, you know. She's like sexual looking though.
Well, that's the thing, and particularly in porn, but just in regular life too. Yeah. It's like whatever you kind of got. If you got something you like, you just kind of have to work that look. Right. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be like classically beautiful, or it doesn't have to be anything like that. But if you have like some kind of unique features, like you need to like play that up.
Right. D'Angelo, her feature was is she had just this wicked looking evil kind of face.
Yeah, and she just rolled with it.
Big old fake titties and skinny.
Yeah,
and
just roll with it.
70-something years old. And with a fucking real rough voice. Hey, you come here. You know, you guys. And she's just real aggressive.
She sees like your like chain smoking alcoholic aunt.
Yeah. But
which has its own appeal.
Yeah, that was her role.
Get in here.
Yeah. It's like you lick it. That's right, you lick it. Yeah, that's fucking wild, you know.
Yeah, he showed me this one that was like it was her and this other old lady.
Yeah, abusing that black dude.
And there was like a really young. He was probably like what, in his late 20s, early 30s, something like that. I can't really remember.
About 24, 25.
Yeah, he was pretty young.
Yeah.
Like this really big dick black dude, and he's like in a bathtub, and these two ladies are just kind of
working him over.
They're just working him over.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh my god, it was very entertaining. I was entertained.
Yeah. Yeah, in the tub.
I was entertained.
Yeah.
They were having a good time, like talking to each other, like all the shit they were gonna do. And
and it's probably Sally's husband recording it all. He's the one fucking filming it all.
It was super funny.
She's been in the industry. But Amy did a scene with the other girl, the other old lady. She's cute too. She's According to Bill, she's just this really laid back, funny old hippie chick.
Yeah, I
she'll
can
want to smoke some weed and.
See, that's what I mean. That's why you can't like just shit on old people across the board.
Show up.
Because some old people are super cool.
Show up in her little hippie outfit with mushrooms on it and shit, you know.
Doing porn. They're just like, yeah whatever.
Yeah.
There's like the old lady from fucking Harold and Maude.
Yeah.
Like that kind of old lady.
A lot hotter though.
I know, but it's like we like that kind of old ladies. You know what I mean?
Those two old ladies were in good shape. Another one that looks great is the girl that was from Beyond. You know who she is. You follow her. You're one of her fans.
Yeah, Barbara Crampton.
Barbara Crampton looks great. She's what?
She's
60 something.
She's gorgeous.
She's in her 60s.
She's still gorgeous.
Late 60s maybe.
I don't know how old she is. She might not be that old, but you know, she's in her 60s. She's got to be.
She was smoking hot when I was in high school when that From Beyond movie.
She doesn't look that much different, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I mean, you can tell she's older, but
she got a little more voluptuous.
Not.
Yeah.
It's really not a huge difference. She's cute as shit. Like I'm on her Instagram.
Yeah.
And she's always like posting pictures of you know herself at like various horror conventions and stuff. And she's always making like the same like cute face. She's always like.
Yeah.
And it's like it's adorable. Like every time I see it.
Women can stay attractive for a long time. Just as long as life isn't beating them down. They don't have a shit ton of kids that are beating them up constantly and fucking, you know.
Yeah, that helps.
Yeah, motherhood fucking accelerates things a lot just because of the stress, you know. And
and you're always tired.
Yeah, you're always
fucking
tired.
Kids keeping you awake all the time.
Even when they're adult, when you're an adult, you're worried about them and shit. Fucking, and the hormones change in both men and women when they have kids. Even guys, when he starts having kids, his testosterone levels will start to decline, and it's nature's way of keeping him tied to that woman because they don't want him wandering. That's what nature had selected.
Well, yeah, you gotta fucking help.
To help the kids, yeah.
You made those.
You're right.
You gotta help fucking take care of them.
So he starts getting rounder and rounder and mellower and mellower. If you don't start injecting it like I do. But the thing is, I never had any kids, so I always had that edge. That
not that you know of.
Not that I know of. But the thing is if you don't know about them, that's fucking fast life strategy. That doesn't affect your hormones. You just double down. Your fucking your test levels stay good until you're like fucking 40, and then they start catching up with you. Although I held out fucking a good while. I really started feeling it maybe around 43, 44. I could feel that my shit was starting to slow down. I didn't know what the hell was wrong. By the time 48 came around, man, I could fucking, I didn't feel good. Going on HRT changed the game, man. It was just
honestly, I think it's good that you kind of talk about it because I think some dudes maybe don't know. You didn't know.
I didn't know what it was, yeah.
And I didn't know. It really didn't. I didn't really think about it. So it's just kind of like
it feels like the hand of death, man. Fucking
right,
imagine.
And like you were going like that, and I was just kind of like, oh my god, what's the matter with you?
I hit male menopause, andropause.
Right.
Androgenopause.
I thought it was some shit I did.
No, menopause.
Because that's how women do. Yeah. We think everything's our fault.
A lot of shit that's happened to these famous dudes throughout history. Like, why did he die so much? Like Elvis. Man, that's the symptoms of androgenopause. That's why he was complaining. Well, first of all, he was getting older. He got addicted to pills. And that's suppressive. So that will suppress your natural testosterone production. He started putting on weight, getting depressed. He thought death was coming for him, and
then it's like a feedback loop. It's hard to get out of it.
And they didn't know what was wrong with him. He was living his whole life on a high, on a fucking testosterone high. He was constantly the center of attention. He was the fucking alpha fucking dog for a long time. He started feeling bad, and he didn't know what it was like to feel bad. And then it starts fucking cascading on him, and it really started when he hurt his leg. They gave him painkillers, and that just accelerated it. So he's trying to fucking take painkillers and then be a rock star at the same time. He's putting on weight and getting depressed, and dude fucking died. At the time of his injury, if they just fucking fuck the painkillers, man, just fucking bump him up with a bunch of tests, he'd have lost a bunch of weight, felt great, fucking been right back where he was. You know.
Well, hindsight's 20/20.
Yeah. Well, they didn't know back then.
No, that's what I'm saying.
They had it synthesized and everything. They knew about anabolics. They knew about hormones. They knew about testosterone. But only very few people knew what it was for. They had testosterone available before they knew what to do with it. They originally wanted to use that shit to treat, what do they call it? Uneven urine stream. You know what I mean? For like the prostate, men's prostate. That's what they wanted to treat it for. They didn't know anything. They didn't know what testosterone actually did. Strange when you think about it. But the wording in the advertisements for the early synthetic testosterone meant that the wording means that they were going to treat it for urology.
Yeah.
That's fucking nonsensical. Yeah, it'll
fix that, but it has like a much wider application.
It's got much better applications, sure. Fucking hell yeah.
Zach says Isabelle Huppert is almost 70, and I think, and looks amazing. I actually thought she was older than that, and honestly, I always thought she was super fucking sexy. Holy shit, I love her. What was that movie she was in? Oh, The Piano Teacher. Oh, that was like one of the hottest fucking movies ever. I loved that fucking movie. I need to watch that again now that I'm thinking about it. But yeah, I love her. I love Isabelle Huppert. Wasn't she in one of Hal Hartley's movies, I feel like? I've always been a big fan of Hal Hartley movies. Actually, my ex-husband got me into those. But they're awesome. And I don't really hear people talking about them anymore. But I always really liked Hal Hartley. Amateur is probably my favorite. But he did a lot of good ones. Simple Men was good. What was that other one that he did? Henry Fool. That was pretty good. But like I said, Amateur is my favorite. Yeah, Jane Seymour too. Yeah, I haven't seen her, but yeah, it's totally possible. Like I said, you're gonna need surgery. You're gonna need surgery, probably, and hormones and various other things. You can't just, I'm just gonna age without doing anything. It's like that doesn't. Some people it works out, I guess, if you're lucky, but most of the time it doesn't. High Desert said the knife hasn't been kind of Madonna, I think. Yeah, she got a little carried away, I'm going to say. She's in a new movie. I think it's called Substitute Flesh. You should review it for Monday. I heard she was in it. I had heard that she was in a new movie. I don't know. Do I want to watch that? Maybe. Bryce said, I always get told the thing that is most attractive about me is my voice. My girl loves my deep, gruff voice, which I wasn't aware of until she pointed it out. I think incels just don't try. Well, yeah, that's probably it. I mean, that's the thing. Everybody has something about them, or, usually more than one thing that's attractive to somebody else. But maybe they don't, I don't know. Maybe they don't think about it, or...
Well, if you got a good deep voice, it's because you got decent test levels. The fucking higher your test levels, the deeper that shit's gonna go. Like, I could go down here like an old blues singer if I want to. I can growl. It sounds like a fucking wild animal. Jenny loves it. Being big one.
Yeah, he does make growling noises.
Yeah,
when he gets all into the shit.
Yeah, but my shit's fucking supernaturally high. I got like 3 times the test of a fucking teenage boy. But a lot of I've fucking been looking at the whole manosphere, and he's talking about the incels. Incels is dumb. They don't understand what women are, and they don't know what men are.
I think they just want to complain.
Yeah. Their main problem is that they lack motivation, and they lack clarity. They can't see the world for what it is. If they did see the world for what it is, and the situation and the dating situation for what it is, they would have to make a reaction to it to try to compete in that. Well, that would mean you'd have to put out effort. And these motherfuckers aren't going to put out effort.
Well, they don't want to do that, so
No.
they just cry.
They're going to cry. Putting out effort means diet, exercise, discipline, self-development, and they can't...
Or something, like I said. Be interesting.
Then you're going to have to take risk, go talk to some girl that's a fucking... she might say no. Yeah.
Yeah, she might.
She might. But she might say yeah.
World's not going to end, though.
Right.
If that happens.
Or you can just go out there and just go meet them.
We've all been rejected.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not it's not the end of the world. It's really not.
Very few incels. They're not involuntary celibates. They're voluntary.
They just don't know
They've made that decision. Yeah, they have voluntarily...
They're just not real aware.
They have voluntarily removed themselves from the game. Because they just refuse to see it. and they refuse to answer the challenge. A lot of it has to do with just fucking infantilism. They've been coddled, so life's been easy for them. That's all they know is easy. Competing is hard. Self-development is hard. Self-development, actually, when you really look at it, the kind of self-development that women would be interested in is self-destructive, actually. Guys that are taking high risk, they're doing things that are dangerous and surviving, and then their powers grow over time, and that's the kind of guys that women tend to be attracted to. Guys that are kind of dangerous. They're not dangerous to them. They're just dangerous in general. They're doing shit that's dangerous. They're fucking climbing mountains. They're riding motorcycles. They're going to war. They're fighting. They're fucking... But they do creative shit, too.
Well, that's what I mean.
It's not just that. It's everything.
Yeah.
It's everything at once.
It's somebody that's... Like I said, it's just somebody that's interesting.
Well-rounded, interesting, entertaining.
Interesting.
Right.
That's all. You don't have to, like, risk falling off a mountain or nothing. No. You don't have to jump out of planes or nothing. That's cool.
There's got to be character.
But yeah, you have to have some kind of something to offer somebody.
Women like men of status. That doesn't necessarily mean money.
No.
They're broke. There are broke ass surfers. Motherfuckers are hot as shit, but they can surf, and they got some kind of social status, and the girls like them. A certain kind of girl, So it's just.
Well, look at all the girls that love broke ass artists, for Christ's sake, or musicians.
Yeah, they'll support them.
Sure.
Now there's some other things involved in that. They're attractive.
Well, yeah, that's probably an issue too.
But a lot of these incels don't even can't grasp attraction. All right, they see a woman go, "Oh yeah, I want that," and I'm looking and she's like a 9 or a 10, and I'm like, "Dude, you're a 3. You'll never get that. Not in the condition you're in now. You don't have any money and you look like shit. What does she want with you?" That's like me walking down the street. I got gin on my arm. And then I see some chick laying in the gutter. She's a bum. She's pissed herself and everything. I'm like, hold on, Jen. I gotta hit this. You think that's gonna happen?
I'll be right back.
Ain't never gonna happen. No, it ain't never gonna happen.
That's pretty harsh, Tom.
Well, that's what it's like when she looks at you. She's like, oh, hold on. I gotta drop everything. I gotta hit this dude. He's a 3. No, it ain't gonna happen, man.
It's just, I mean.
Women only go out with their own kind or better. They'll make a lateral move over to a guy that's like at their level, or they'll be stunned by a dude that they look up to. He's got more money maybe, or he's better looking, or he's a combination of the two. He's just fucking amazing. She'll go for that too. They don't go down. They don't date down.
Well, as I told you, like before I met you, because before I actually formally met you, I used to see you at iBar all the time.
Yeah.
Because I used to go there all the time with my ex-husband, and you were there all the time. And the first thing I noticed before I knew you, I didn't know if you had any money or nothing like that. I thought you were cool because, one, you dress cool, which a lot of dudes don't. You had a really good, cool style that stood out. You could dance, which, again, a lot of white dudes can't.
Yeah.
It's just not being an asshole, that's true. And I also liked you had a lot of friends.
Yeah.
Male and female. And a lot of people seemed to like you, and you were just very gregarious, and you were like outgoing. Yeah. So you could tell you were like a good guy because like a lot of people liked you. You know what I mean?
When I first met Jenny, I didn't notice her because she was married.
Yeah.
Didn't really notice her. Although the second time I remembered her.
Yeah.
And she was cool. I liked her. She was a cool chick. She was married though.
Yeah.
So I didn't really
back then.
Yeah.
But I think that was what I first noticed because I was like, well,
when she got single, shit changed.
Yeah.
She got single and she fucking lost a shit ton of weight. She showed up. She was cute as fuck. So we started hanging out.
Yeah.
But we were still friends for like just a long time.
Yeah.
We'd kind of go at each other. We'd fucking hit every now and then. But it wasn't a thing. We were just dating and hanging out.
And like I said, I was.
But then later we were like, okay,
you were hitting other people. But yeah,
we were like, okay, we'll do this then.
Like I said, it was like it's kind of hilarious, like how it happened. It was just like not even a conscious thing.
And I never went on a date with Jen. Never dated her.
Not really.
Nope. We just hung out and went to dinner and did shit together.
Yeah.
Like normal people. I fucking hated dates, and most players hate dates, and most fucking cool chicks hate dates too. They just fucking hate it. That's a job interview. If you got to go on a job interview, you ain't gonna get that job. You don't want to go out with that girl. if you got to go on a job, and you don't want to go out with that guy if you got to go on a date. No, if you like that person, you're just going to spend time. You know.
Yeah, and it just seemed like that's kind of what happened. It's just kind of like we weren't, because we were still fucking other people at that time. Because I was single, you were single, and it's like we were kind of doing that. But it's just like we kept hanging out. He's just like, hey, like, why don't you come over to my house? Like, we'll go to the club and then you can stay over and like, you know, shit like that. So we just kept doing that.
Yeah. So it was just like a...
Until it was like, well, why don't we just like live together because we're always at each other's houses.
Yeah, and then fucking we became a thing, and then everybody else was like, well, fucking finally. Everybody else saw it before we did.
I guess. I mean, it was that kind of situation.
Well, we had both just gotten out of marriages.
True.
So me and Jen were kind of like, you know, we wanted to have fun. We wanted to have relationships, but, you know, we didn't want to get married right off the bat, you know. And we wanted to have fun more than anything else and make a lot of friends.
Yeah.
More of that. So our relationship mostly, when it started off, is almost kind of like business. We were trying to conquer the goth market fucking with DJs and fucking graphic designs and get business going that way. So we had a common goal. We also wanted to become well known.
Yeah.
So it just started to build that like that. And you become well known when you know club owners. If you get in good with the club owners, then you're going to get well known.
Yeah. I kind of feel like for a time, we were kind of like probably the most or among the most well-known people in the,
in the
area.
Scene,
I mean, most people, even if they didn't know us personally, like knew who we were.
Yeah, all these main DJs, we got them their gigs. You realize that, right?
Yeah.
We got them their gigs.
And like I said, we don't. I mean, I'm not.
Yeah. They're friends of ours too.
Bragging or nothing.
Yeah, just it happened naturally.
I mean, I feel like it's probably less now because we don't go out as much, and it's like, you know, younger crowd is taking over.
Yeah, but neither does anybody else.
Right.
Of our, you know.
I mean, still, when we go out, it's like, you know, everybody's like.
Well, a lot of the younger crowd, they do not have the same in-depth. They don't have the same roots inside of club culture. They're online. They're not as driven to go to clubs as we were. Because that was our social media. That's not their social media.
Yeah.
They're goth online.
Yeah, it's different.
On TikTok.
They just grew up different.
Yeah, they're goth on fucking Instagram.
We're just kind of used to, even though we're online a lot too, obviously. Because we're kind of, you know, we're Gen X, so we kind of straddle both worlds, I guess. But we kind of grew up
in person,
having to go someplace.
Yeah.
You had to go someplace.
Yeah.
Like to hang out with people.
Yeah.
So we ended up doing that. But like I said, I do a lot of online stuff too. But
yeah. Well, you have to. It's part of normal life now.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And like some people, and I can't, you know, you can't blame younger people because that's all they know. I mean, they grew up like that. Yeah. It's hard for us to fathom because well, I don't think it's hard for us to fathom because like I said, we straddle both worlds. Like I said, we kind of grew up and there was nothing, but then we were like right at the cusp because I think I was in my early 20s when the internet first started taking off. You know what I mean? So I lived like my youth without it. But then, like, my young adulthood and on, like, you know, we had it. So it was just kind of, like, exactly halfway in between. So it was kind of like I think it was a good, like, era to live through.
A lot of these new goth kids that are coming into the club now actually are products of the damn lockdowns. When all that COVID stuff was going on, they were online, learning music, learning about goth culture and shit. They were doing it online. They're just starting to come out now. You know, so
they
didn't have the same upbringing.
Well, we've had a lot of younger people come out.
They know everything.
And they know everything. Like, they look like
perfect.
We wanted to look back in the old days, but we couldn't afford it.
They look perfect, and they know all the bands.
And they know all the old music. They know everything like that. And it's just like, and they come out, and they're just kind of like, oh, well, we heard this was like the goth night and everything. So it's like they're just starting to come out to the club. I mean, they're young. They're like 18, 19, 20.
Yeah.
And it's fucking crazy to see because it's like they look like a million times better.
Yeah, when we showed up to the scene, we looked like shit because it takes. First of all, the clothes weren't available.
We couldn't get.
It takes you could only see the fashion in person. We didn't have Instagram where you could fucking do the homework and buy the shit and show up looking good. And then knowing all the bands, finding all the goth bands back in the day was hard because there was no internet to fucking search goth bands. You just fucking had to know who had albums.
Right.
And fucking look at the albums, you know. And then you had to go to your local club and see how everybody was dressing and look at all the different cliques because there would be, you know, industrial people, more goth people, death rock people. And these kids show up ready to go. Fucking perfect outfits.
I know, they look fantastic.
God damn, you put them, you know, you've never been to a club. Look at you. Now,
I know, I was like, God, that's how I wish I had looked. Back in the 80s.
That's like
but I couldn't afford it.
Straight out of fucking Specimen or fucking, you know, something like that.
Yeah, they look fantastic.
Yeah. They got the hair right and everything.
They're killing
shaved.
They're killing it.
Killing it. Mohawks, shaved mohawks with fucking big old long, the girls with big old long sideburns and fucking stripes in the fucking hair, and it looks like fucking 1983 on fucking steroids.
Yeah, it's great.
It's the way 1983 was supposed to look. But you couldn't get the clothes though.
Yeah, like they weren't available. Like unless you knew how to sew, which I didn't.
Yeah.
Like you could get stuff at thrift stores, but it didn't look exactly. You know, you kind of had to cobble some shit together.
It was handmade stuff and really hard to find boutique shit that came out of some fucking BDSM fucking store in London.
Yeah,
that's where a lot of the shit.
Like I would have to save up to buy stuff from like Black Rose in London or something like that. Like I'd have to save up all year to buy one thing.
Yeah, they'd be like $250, $300 corsets back in the 90s and 80s.
Right. Like, ooh, I really wanted this velvet dress from Black Rose, and it's like I saved up all year for that shit.
The fucking, they would gouge the shit out of you. And nowadays you can get that same corset for fucking 80
or
60,
less,
60.
Crazy.
You could get awesome boots for 100. Demonia boots for about 100. You know, now the quality was a little bit better. Pentagoglins and shit were fucking leather, so they were a couple $100. And that's kind of Demonias kind of look like Pentagoglins to me. And then you still had New Rocks. New Rocks have been around for a long time. And that's a fucking $375, $400. Mine's were what, $375?
Something like that, yeah. But you've had them for years
last forever.
And years.
You buy them once and you got them forever.
Yeah, you know.
And it's real good leather, so if anything goes wrong, you can go take it to a leather repair place and have it repaired.
Yeah.
Put new
yeah, they're
on
like for life. They're not
they're
just
like for life. Yeah.
They're not like some throwaway thing.
Right.
Oscar is here. Hey, Oscar, what's up? Jenny, how about a review of the Daniel Thewlis film, Naked? Oh, I love that movie. Honestly, you know what? I think I might have it like on DVD, and I don't think I've reviewed it, so I might. Yeah, I really, really like that movie actually. Also, how about The Cook, the Thief, His Wife, and Her Lover? Yeah, I've been wanting to do that one for a long time, too. Tammy says, talking about what Bryce said,
yeah, he said.
Yeah, I see what you mean by women go up. I thought it was money, but it's more. My girl is from a rich family, and I'm not.
No.
They want other features, not necessarily money. And then Tammy said, women can make their own money. We don't need a man for their money. We want personality and character.
But a man's got to pull his own weight, though. You can't.
Yeah, you can't just be a bum.
You can't be a bum. Yeah.
They don't want somebody who's just gonna sleep on your couch and not even wash your fucking dishes or anything like that. For Christ's sake.
You got to pull your own weight.
Yeah, you got to do that. But it's not money. I kind of feel like a lot of like dudes that are incels like will use it as an excuse.
No.
Oh, well, chicks just want money. That is absolutely not the case.
Women are looking at a man's overall score. And in that overall... Men are just looking at the woman's physical score.
Yeah,
pretty much. He says from 1 to 10, he's talking about physical shit. Like,
they don't really give a shit about anything other
than
they
do. They do. It's just that the score that they're given is just based on physicality.
Yeah.
Because men are very visual, especially when it comes to mate selection. It's mostly visual. But there's mitigating circumstances. I've been with some fucking hot ass fucking women, but they weren't worth a shit. I was gonna hit, but I was gonna hit until I got sick of it, and I was gonna replace her with a woman I could deal with. Didn't mean that she wasn't an 8. She was an 8, still an 8, but I didn't like her.
Right.
Okay. It's that the man's mind works a little differently, because we don't have to be around to raise the kid. We can just hit it and run. That's the way most of our ancestors did it back in the fucking bush. You know, in prehistoric age.
Because
you're just programmed to hit it.
All throughout history.
Better looking she is, the more you want to hit it. all right, and try to knock her up. That's what your instincts are trying.
And then
to
run
do.
away,
and
so
then
you
run.
don't. So you have no further responsibility.
Yeah, if you don't like her, run. Make her.
I'm not doing any work. Fuck that.
Yeah, you make some fucking lesser male fucking take care of it. You know, yeah, that was and they're doing it to this day. Dudes are doing that. But that's not the same situation with the female mating strategy. They got a lot more to lose.
Yeah, obviously.
So their judgment is more rounded. The physicality is a factor. His personality, if he's entertaining, how other people see him, that's a factor. Fucking also just like how she sees him is a factor. But there's many factors that she's looking at.
It's a lot more complicated.
It's more complicated for them. So
everything's more complicated with us. Sorry.
A dude could not have a whole lot of money, not even be all that good looking. Maybe a dude would give him like the score of like 5, which isn't bad, okay, or 6, all right. But he doesn't have a lot of money. But he's with a chick that you'd give an 8. You know, how the hell do you do that? Well, it's because of all these other mitigating circumstances.
Yeah, he's got other shit going on. Right.
He's got, you know, he's funny. He's trustworthy. He's not a pushover. He does stand up for himself. But he also helps her. There's a bunch of different.
They have a lot in common.
They have a lot in common.
Like they hang out. They have fun.
Yeah, similar goals.
Right.
Her friends like him. That's another thing.
Yeah.
So he's got high status with her friends. So there's a bunch of different factors. They're factors that dudes don't even consider because our system, our program that we inherited is very rudimentary.
Yeah.
It's just about fucking and running, really. That's the
Fuck
basic.
and run. That was the song.
That's the basic one. Is hit it, get her knocked out, and run. That's
by Liz Phair, actually.
That's the default. Now, if you like her, you're gonna stay. That's the difference. And a dude will hit a chick he doesn't like.
Some chicks will do that too, but I've always had a hard time.
Yeah. Yes, I've actually heard women say they'll hate fuck a dude. They can't stand him.
I've heard, but I think I don't know if that's a minority. I have heard of like women that would do that. It's like, oh my god, I hated this fucking dude so much, but I fucked him anyway because he was hot. But like one time.
Yeah. Well, I heard the way it was described to me by a girl we know is that you hate the motherfucker. He's hot, but what you want to do is you want to fuck him and then dump him to fuck him over.
Yeah, I get that.
That's how they're doing.
I get that.
They like the sex, but they're already planning to fucking fuck this dude over because they can't stand him. But he doesn't know that she can't stand him. That's
dudes are not super clued in
yeah.
to a lot of the shit that's going on in our minds.
Yeah.
Like I said, we're very, very complicated. Well, and the thing about it is that, and like some chicks can do that. Like I've known some chicks that could do that. I have a hard time. I just can't really get enthusiastic about, and look, I like sex, you know that, but it's just kind of like I can't get enthusiastic about a dude I don't like.
Yeah.
No matter how hot they are. I'm like, if you're kind of a douche, it's not working for me.
Well, a girl we know, I ain't mentioning any names, so, but
oh my god, she's gonna be.
She brought up she brought up a fucking thing that it's not just her. It's something that women do.
I have heard it. Like I don't do this, but I've heard of other women that did this. Yeah, because we're not all the same.
They're not. Yeah, but it is female behavior, and I did check up on it, and they go, yeah, they do that. If a woman is at a club and she sees a dude, she doesn't really want to go out with him, but he'll kind of do. She likes him, but she's not going to keep him. All right. She will lower her standards to sleep with that dude that night.
Because women also like one night stands.
Yeah, it's just like a one night stand.
Shocker.
Thing. She'll lower her standards.
I've done it too.
To sleep with that dude on a one night stand. Next week at the club.
Not often, but I've done it.
She sees another dude that she likes. She goes, I like this motherfucker. She raises her standards for him. And if he doesn't meet those standards, she goes, he's now a disappointment.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, fuck that dude.
He
blows him off.
So
she fucked the dude she didn't like, and she turned down the one she did like because that dude didn't.
But see, that makes total sense, though.
It only makes sense to a woman. To a dude,
no, it makes total sense.
That makes no sense to a dude. She should have at least. That was the dude she liked. She should have at least fucked him.
Well, should she have?
Because she fucked a dude she didn't like.
Yeah, but she just wanted some dick.
Why didn't she like
you would think that men would understand that of all people.
No. Men do not understand that at all.
Women also sometimes just want some dick. They don't really care about the person.
That's contrary.
Like I said, I don't do that, but other women do.
It's totally contrary to everything that a guy's about. A guy, if the girl doesn't quite meet his standards, but he wants to have sex with her, he'll have sex with her. If he likes this girl, but she didn't quite meet the standards you thought she was going to be, you'd still have sex with her. Because you like her.
Right.
Because you like her. You like that. You don't like that one that much, but you like this one.
Well, I mean,
she's not as good as you thought she was.
You probably like this one okay.
Yeah.
And you're just kind of like, hey, I'm kind of horny tonight, and it's like, this dude's not fantastic, but he's okay. Like, he'll do.
If she likes the dude, she raises the standards to the point where he doesn't make it. And she doesn't fuck the dude.
No. I don't know about that. But the thing about it, I do see that, though, because you might raise your standard because, you're like, okay, well, you take this dude more seriously.
Yeah, you're taking him seriously.
So you want to see... The other dude, you weren't taking him seriously because you're just like, I just wanted some dick.
You took that one seriously, so you didn't.
But this one, if you're kind of taking him seriously, it's like, oh, okay, I actually like this one.
Yeah.
Let's see... how this develops.
Yeah. Okay, see, this is the female
so now
thing
you're
I'm getting.
Well, yeah.
This is the female logic.
That makes total sense.
I'm going to let y'all handle that. I'm going to let you guys handle that. I go to the restroom because that doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Yeah, it does.
It makes no sense from a male perspective.
Well, maybe your perspective is wrong. No. Did you ever think about that? Of course not. Because that's the default, apparently. The way dudes think. Have you guys ever reviewed Silence of the Lambs? You know what? I don't think we did, and... I was thinking about that the other day because I've seen Silence of the Lambs so many times that I probably have that fucking thing memorized. And I saw that it was for free on one of the streaming services the other day, and I was like, oh my god, you know what? One of these days, we should probably review Silence of the Lambs. But I don't know. We probably will. Like I said, I've seen it so many times, though. I saw it in the theater when it first came out with my mom. And this is how good the movie was. Halfway through the movie... I started having to pee so bad, like you guys don't even know, and I would not go to the bathroom like the whole time because I didn't want to miss anything. And I was by the end of it, I was like fucking dying. I thought I was gonna fucking wet my pants, but I just did not want to leave because the movie was so good. That's how good the movie was. I saw it in the theater with my mom back in 1991. Yeah, Bryce says, I think a lot of red pill people are just ignorant. They don't even talk to women, I think. Yeah, it's... Like I said, I think it's more a case of... Maybe they have a thing where they've just had everything handed to them or everything's been easy for them. And so anything that's kind of like challenging or anything that's like, has to expend any effort, they just don't want to do it. And because they don't want to do it, they'll just like make excuses. It's always somebody else's fault. They always kind of externalize why they're not successful. Like it's always somebody else's fault. It's never their fault. I think that's kind of what it is. A lot of dudes do that though. I kind of feel like they do kind of externalize. When bad things happen, they're always kind of like, yeah, everyone was against me. You know what I mean? Which, no. But, sometimes, yeah. Sometimes that happens, but not usually. But... You're just like so funny, Tom.
What's it?
Every time I try to explain things to you, you're always like, "Well, that doesn't make any sense."
It makes no sense.
It does make complete sense. It makes complete sense.
So, you fuck some dude that you don't really like. You actually lowered your standards to fuck that dude, and then you do like the dude that you do like. You don't fuck him because you raised your standards up too high. It makes no sense.
Like I said,
None.
You want to see if this dude will. Meet your expectations.
Yeah, but
because you actually like that person, so you take him more seriously. No.
This is what actually happens.
Well, yeah, but you think that, it's a possibility you could have a relationship with this person. This other dude over here, like I said, you just wanted some D one night. So you weren't, thinking of, a relationship with that person.
This is what really happens, because I saw this happen in person in the Army. Dude was fucking, two guys I was in the Army with, we were hanging out at fucking one of the local fucking places that we used to go all the time. It was outside of Fort Campbell. Dude shows up. One of the girls that was kind of a regular hanging out there. He says, "Man, fucking, I finally fucking got me a girlfriend." And he said, "Really?" He says, "Yeah, fucking took me fucking 3 or 4 weeks to fucking go out with her. Fucking, I finally went out with her, and fucking." I saw who it was. Who he was talking about. So then they were starting to hang out, and I guess about a week or so later, they were in there hanging out, and another dude that we know showed up, and fucking.
Did he also say, "Hey, I got a girlfriend"?
No.
No. Okay.
No, what he did
That's
was.
how I thought that was gonna end.
Fucking he tells him, he goes, "Oh, you going out with her?" And he goes, "Yeah." And he's like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Yeah, I fucked her." He says, "You fucked her?" He says, "Yeah, I fucked her on her first date." Yeah. He was like, "Really?" And the dude that we're talking about was fucking like, he's a scuzzbag. And he goes, "You didn't fuck her." He says, "Yeah, I did." And he fucking described what she looked like, what she looked like in that clothes, and fucking she knew who he was. And anyway, because he found that out, the dude was fucking like doubling down. She was taking him seriously, so she was putting him.
Well, yeah, it's like a different.
Right.
You're putting them in different categories, is all it is. It's like I said, I would have thought that dudes could understand.
No, dude number 2 dumped her. Just says, "Oh, okay, fucking, first date, she fucked you," and he was like, "Fuck her," and he dumped her.
But see, that's the thing. Like I don't know. Maybe because we're a lot more complex or something.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of like there's a lot of different factors going into each thing. I feel like you can't really judge. I don't know if you can like really judge, because look, I've done some questionable shit.
Yeah.
When I was out at clubs and drunk and lonely and things like that I would not repeat if I was given the chance. But it's like I would hate to think that somebody would like hold that against me. Oh my god, you slept with that dude?
Well, that's not
like, you know what I mean?
That's not exactly
it's just kind of like
what it was is that dude
I'm like, yeah, but
dude fucked her for nothing, but the second guy was spending all kinds of money on her and whining and dining her when he didn't have to. He could have just fucked her for nothing, like he did the other guy. So
yeah, but maybe not,
because the way he looked at it,
right? But but that's not the way.
He's getting sloppy seconds off.
But that's not the way.
That's the way
women
guys
are gonna
look at it.
Yeah, but women are gonna look at it like this is a new person. Like
Yeah.
this is a whole different situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, the guy looks at it like she liked that scumbag more than the fucking good guy, because she fucked him for free, but the good guy had to pay.
Right, but maybe like I said, maybe she don't like that guy. And like I said, I would have thought the dudes would understand, like, fucking some skank you don't like just because she's hot.
No.
Like, women do that too.
Yeah. He didn't understand it.
No.
I wouldn't understand it either. I'd be like, yeah, fuck her.
I don't know, man.
Yeah. I'd be like, yeah, fuck her then.
Y'all are such simpletons.
Just...
I gotta pee. Talk about something interesting, but not that interesting. Because I don't want to miss anything.
Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna go read the fucking comments. Bryce says it's definitely different to how men think, but it makes sense. I will sleep with anyone as long as my girl's okay with it, but I will only commit to my girl. Yeah. Well, yeah, and then he goes, but a lot of guys will think that he got ripped off if that happens. They feel like someone else got it for free, that they had to pay full price. Exactly. So there you go. You got it. In his mind, and that was how I interpreted it too at that time, and I was maybe about... I guess I was probably about 23, 22, 23. The scumbag dude got it for free, but then the higher echelon guy who was fucking... the higher echelon guy, who's a better looking guy, he was a better guy, he had to pay for it. You know, he had to jump through all the hoops and do all the work, and the other guy just got it for nothing. So when he saw, when his... And you see, the thing is I didn't really blame the scumbag guy for telling the other guys, because we all served together, and so he was protecting his bro. He was like, she's making you do all that, man. I got that for free. That's a hoe. And he's like, oh, okay. So, and I was like, yeah, dude, you don't want that. And so he dumped her because of that. And it's like you said, because that one dude got it for free and the other dude had to pay for it. So that means she likes you. But in the mind of a man, she likes him less because he had to pay.
That's not how it works, though.
that's how it works.
But see, well, I'm just saying that if dudes want to be successful with women, it would behoove them to understand how women think.
Yeah.
You know, if
if
you just hit it and quit it, like if a woman does that, like I said, I don't usually, I've done it, but not often. It's not my favored method, obviously, but because I'm just not that kind of person. But other people are, no judgment. So some people will do that, but usually they'll just do it. Like I said, it's just like, I was just lonely that night. I didn't really like him all that much, but whatever. Like he was hot, or you know, he just struck my fancy that night, or whatever. And it's just kind of like, I don't really want to see him again, though. You know what I mean? Dudes do that too, so I don't really see any difference there. But the thing about it is that sometimes they'll do that just random shit.
It's very different for the guy.
Right, but the thing about it...
Here's the difference.
But the thing about it is kind of a double standard, though, because...
No, it's not.
You don't think so?
No.
All right, I'm going to go get
because with the guy, the entry is the same. In other words... With the woman, she increased the difficulty on the guy that she liked, to where she increased the difficulty on them. If she liked him, she should have decreased the difficulty to get him to come in. That's the way a guy would have done it. So don't. Yeah, you have to understand how women work. But my advice to you other guys, you don't want to play into that kind of thinking. Like, you should know how they are, but. No. She fucks a dude easily that she doesn't like, but then the guy that she likes, she raises the standards and makes it more difficult for him. No, that's totally contrary to male thinking. If some chick's making a hit on me and she's fucking fugly, I don't really want to go out with her. I'm going to raise the difficulty on her. Try to get rid of her. But she might fucking overcome it and go like, okay, she doesn't look like much, but she might be fun, so I'm going to go with her. All right? But if she's fucking hot, there's not going to be any price of entry. We're going to fucking, okay, we're going to do this. So that is not equivalent between male and female. That's the opposite. That's the opposite thinking. There's no male equivalent to what she's saying.
Now, well, like I said, I don't really, I've never done that.
Yeah.
So it's not... But I get it. Like, when you explained that to me, I was just kind of like, oh, yeah, okay. Like, that made sense to me. But I've never done that personally.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm just saying that...
And that's another thing. I think a lot of, like, these incel-type dudes, they think of women are all the same, or we're all, like, a hive mind or something, which is absolutely not the case. Like, they see dudes as individuals, but they somehow don't see us as individuals.
The problem is
like I said, I've never done that, what you're describing.
The problem is thinking that men and women are running off of different mating programs. They've inherited them through natural selection. Okay, now society then modifies them. And it's because the situation that guys are in are very different than the situation that the females are in. So it's a different criteria that they're going through. But they're not equivalent to one another. They're different, and maybe that's a good thing. But the dudes should understand the criteria that women are using.
Well, at least understand that we're not coming at it from the same mindset that you're coming at it. Yeah. And like I said, you can't think of everyone as a hive mind either, because everyone's an individual.
Yeah.
Like I said, I understand, like, when you explained that to me, like, when you said about that situation, like, it made sense to me, like, from the woman's point of view, like, why she would do that, but I've never personally done that, and
but
that's never, like...
you understand from the guy's point of view that he's like, oh, fuck that.
No, I do understand it from the guy's point of view.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that, I don't know. Like, I guess I'm kind of uncomfortable with, because I kind of feel like there's this thing where, like, the male point of view is kind of like the default.
No.
And, like, when the women's point of view comes up, everybody's like, oh, it's weird, or it's unnatural, or it's hysterical, or whatever. So it's just kind of like, it's just two ways of looking at the same situation. Neither one of them is right or wrong, necessarily. It's just two ways of looking at the same thing.
I disagree that the male point of view is the default, especially nowadays.
Well, it's gotten better.
Nowadays, the female point of view is the default in the culture. I think the females are in general dominant over the males, especially the younger ones. The thing is, what I'm trying to say is, the problem is then when you as a man are thinking that your default system, or that you're thinking that your system is flawless, there's flaws in the male programming, but there's also flaws in the female programming. So a woman's going to run into problems if she thinks that her shit don't stick.
Well, no one's perception is going to
humans are imperfect.
Well, and no one's perception is going to play across every single person because everyone's different. So you kind of have to approach each person because you don't know if that person, like I said, we're not all hive minds.
Yeah.
So, and we're not all the same. It's like, oh, men do this, women do this, like in general, but individuals are a lot different.
From my experience, women that liked me made it easy for me. Okay, they didn't make it harder.
Well, I certainly did.
What's that? You did make it easy?
Well, I don't know. Did I?
Yeah.
I thought I did.
Yeah. But
well, I don't know if I'd say it's easy, but I made it obvious.
You made it obvious, yeah.
I made it obvious.
Yeah.
I didn't play any games because I'm not into that, actually.
And
I'm a very upfront person.
The thing is, those that in general, those were the types that I selected. In general, if they were up to snuff, there was a lot of them that were not up to snuff. They're like that. I mean, I get telegraph signals all the time, even though I'm married. That recently, I'll get signals at the club. But the thing is that I'm not available, and they're not up to snuff anyway.
He's a pussy magnet.
Shit just happens.
Tom's a pussy magnet.
Shit just happens.
You still are.
Well, there's an older crowd of women too.
That's true.
All right, it's not the same.
Yeah, he gets women fogging up on him all the time.
Older ones. Yeah.
Although I have dudes fogging up on me.
Yeah, it's both of us. But
probably not as many as women fogging up on you, but you know what I mean.
Women can get away with things because
that's true.
They're not as much of a
because they're not a threat.
And and I'm not sitting there guarding you. You know what I mean? Fucking.
Yeah, like I said, you go.
A lot of guys are afraid to talk to you probably because they don't know what I would do.
Yeah. You go to the bathroom, though, and all bets are off.
Yeah, depending on where we are. Mannequins.
Well, yeah, at Barbarella, it's fine, because I know everybody there.
And mannequins, they're waiting for that. They're waiting for an in. Okay, he's gone. Go see.
I know, I see some of them doing it. You can see it in their face.
Yeah. Let's see if I can get it in. But
they're
they don't know
they're
us.
super obvious.
Yeah, they don't know us, though.
Like, be slicker. Come on.
Yeah.
I can read your body language.
Yeah, Barbarella's, they all know us, so they don't fuck around.
Like I said, I like it much better there because it's a much safer environment. We know everybody there, and everybody knows us. Everybody knows the situation. Nobody hits on you. Yeah. Nobody gropes you. It's awesome.
Yeah.
You can just dance in peace, and you can dance all spazzy if you want, and like nobody will say a word to you. It's awesome.
I don't get jealous, and I mean, as long as the guy is fucking tactful, and he's cool about it, he can say what he wants. But if he starts grabbing, you're gonna get fucked up.
Well, yeah, then I'm gonna punch you right in your face, and then Tom's gonna punch you right in your face.
Fucked up.
When he comes back from the bathroom.
Dude grab her ass, and he lived to regret it. So I'll fucking grab your ass by the fucking throat. It doesn't matter how big you were. He was like 6'1" or 6'2".
And that was some cowardly shit that dude pulled. My back was turned.
Yeah.
I was just dancing, minding my own fucking business.
I'm 185 pounds, but I'm also fucking 12% body fat. So
I didn't even have time to react. I was just like, hey, what the fuck?
I'm only 5'6", but that's the numbers of a fucking leopard. Okay, I don't have the teeth and the claws of a leopard, but I was on Trent at that time. But fucking, I thought I was a werewolf.
And holy crap,
and that dude thought I was a werewolf too.
He probably did.
Fucking had his throat.
And I gotta say, like, if I'm drunk enough, then I'll fucking step on your neck too.
Yeah. But,
I'm pretty nice when I'm sober, but like the drunker I get, if somebody fucks with me, I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna kill this person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So
I'm lucky I haven't got to prison.
Getting back to what I was talking about, I only went out with girls that liked me. I didn't really pursue girls that didn't like me. I'm not one of these.
Well, you didn't have to.
Yeah, I'm not one of these pursuing my type motherfuckers. You don't like.
You were always like up to your armpits in pussy, Tom.
Listen to her.
No, you were.
It wasn't that bad. I mean, it wasn't that good. I wish it was that good, but it wasn't that good. I mean, I did have to work for it.
Yeah, but
I had female friends.
I think
choose from.
To be honest, I think that's the most attractive thing about you. That was one of the most attractive things I found about you. You had a lot of female friends that you did not sleep with.
Yeah. I had a lot of female friends.
And that is somebody that genuinely likes women, as people.
Yeah.
Like, you see them as people.
Yeah.
That's a very positive...
Well, I came from fucking all male-dominated fucking societies, military and fucking law enforcement type shit, police type shit. It was all fucking dudes. You get to know dudes real well, all right? They're not mysterious to you. Women are more mysterious. I like them. You know, I like women. I like women. Now, there are bad women.
Well, yeah. No one's denying that.
They're bad women.
There's bad people all around.
But no, and then there were some women that are bad, but that doesn't mean you're not going to fuck them. You know, that's another thing, too. They're naughty women. I like naughty, too. There were women, Jen saw me do it before we were a thing, going out with a girl. I know she's naughty. I know I'm not going to be able to keep that, but I'm going to get it. You know what I mean? I'm going to ride it like a ride at Disneyland. When it's there, as long as it's there, I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? Fucking. But I didn't have any unrealistic expectations. I came from a fucking kind of a background of doing that kind of stuff, you know. It wasn't always about relationship. You know, it was a lot of it was just entertainment.
Yeah, you didn't take a lot of it super seriously.
No, I took you a lot of seriously, but we were friends. See.
Yeah.
So it was a different situation.
I think that's
but that was the genesis of how we became a couple. It's because we were friends.
Yeah.
I trusted you. I made sure I could trust you because we were friends for a long time.
Yeah.
You know. Man, there'd be fucking chicks fucking calling me when I'm in the car with Jen, and the girl wanted to kill her. Fucking.
I know
you know what I'm talking about.
I know who you're talking about.
Started with the C.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck? And me and Jen are looking at each other while she's like,
she was a little bit of a stalker.
She was going to fucking go to my house.
Mild
she said
stalker.
she was, I'm going to your house.
I'm coming to your house right now.
I'm coming to your house right now.
She said.
And I went, and I said, but I'm in the car. I'm going.
Now, we weren't a thing at this point.
Yeah.
But we were kind of a thing. Like, we hung out all the time.
Yeah.
So we're in the car. I think we were in the McDonald's drive-thru or something.
Yeah.
We were coming back from the club. Kaylee was in the car with us. R.I.P. And she called you.
Yeah.
I'm coming to your house right now. She demanded.
She was furious that I was hanging out with Jen.
Oh my god.
And the thing is that she wasn't my girlfriend. This girl we're talking about. She wasn't my girlfriend. I didn't even date her. I went home with her one night.
And you didn't even fuck her.
No.
I heard that.
So funny
I heard that story.
Jen retold that story. I didn't realize that I had left Jen.
You
at the
left
club.
me there.
And
I had to have
was at my house.
My shit was all at your house.
I forgot about that
because I brought my stuff over because we drove to the club together. Mm-hmm. I brought all my shit early, which I did often back then, even though we weren't going out.
Yeah.
I would usually stay at his house because his house was a lot closer to the club than mine was. So I would bring my shit to and I would get ready at his house. You know, we would both get ready together. Then we would go out in his car.
Yeah.
And then we would go back. And
she was talking to her other friend, though, so I thought they were going to hook up that night, so it didn't really bother me. And for some reason, I don't remember how I left the club. I think she said, get in the car. I think this is what she said, get in the car.
That sounds like her.
Yeah, get in the car.
She's a little forceful.
Yeah, and I was like...
But not in a good way.
Yeah. She's like, get in the car. And I think I was out on that patio. And I probably just...
You probably were. And then you texted me and told me, and I was like, bitch, all my stuff is at your car, and like, I'm stuck here now. Yeah. So I had to go, I had to go stay at... I had to go stay at that dude's house.
She told me to get in the car.
Because I made big... Because we weren't really going out anymore, me and that guy.
Yeah, I remember what it was. All right, now that I've been drinking, I remember what it was. She tricked me.
She tricked me.
Yeah. She said, get in the car. Let's go for a ride. And I was like, all right.
Oh, I'm sure.
So I got in the car with a fucking drink and everything.
This bitch, man.
And I thought she just meant going for a ride down the main strip, down Orange Ave.
Like you thought you were just going to
blow you or something? No, she took me on the freeway. She was taking me home.
Right.
That's how it happened.
That sounds like some shit she would do.
Yeah.
Because this bitch, holy shit, man, she was like gunning. How long was that she was like going after you? Like
about a year.
About
a year.
Holy crap.
They were up on a stage together one time. Everybody was dancing. There's these little boxes that you can dance on. And fucking she was up there dancing, and fucking that girl got up next to her. They started fighting in the club, fucking trying to push each other. And Jen fucking pushed her ass off that thing, though, man. It was fucking
No, that's not what happened.
What was it you did? I don't remember.
What happened was, I was standing up there, minding my own business.
Yeah.
Just leaning against the wall, like on the box, but out of everyone's way. So I was against the wall. So this bitch, like I said, and I I don't hate a lot of people. Well, I don't know if that's true, but I don't hate a lot of people. But holy crap, she got on my fucking last nerve, right? And she was just, oh my god, she was just like completely. She was always there, and she was just always like stalking, and she was always like around, and you could tell that she was always trying to get your attention. Yeah. Like you remember that one time at iBar when we're just like hanging out in the corner like we always did.
Yeah.
This might have been after we started going out. I'm not really sure. But she started doing like a pole dance.
Yeah.
On like 2 or 3 feet in front of it. Like very obviously. Just down grind. And everyone's like, what the fuck is this bitch doing? Because that's not really the type of thing that you would do at this club. So everyone's just like, what the fuck?
And she's not a bad looking girl. She's
not. She's beautiful, actually.
She just had funny
I could be an asshole and say she's like an uggo, but she's not. She's not.
She had funny taste in clothing. She kind of looked like something from a fucking New Order video or something.
I always thought she was beautiful, and that pains me to say, but she is beautiful.
She got a boyfriend, took her way off to Germany and shit. She's back now, but she doesn't come to clubs.
Yeah, I haven't seen her.
Yeah,
thank God. I think the last time I saw her was a couple of years ago.
That was a long time ago.
I think she came to iBar before it moved.
That's all blown over. That was a long time ago. She's probably not like that anymore.
She's
not coming to the clubs.
Well, thank God.
She's not coming to clubs.
But no, what happened? We didn't start fighting. This was not my doing. Well, okay. So I'm just leaning against the wall. Like I said, minding my own business. She comes up on the raised part, the stage. And she walks by me and very deliberately, just like in fucking high school, goes like this.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that. I was watching.
Like with her elbow. And I was like, fucking really?
Yeah, I remember.
Really?
I was like, what the fuck?
How old are we? Come on.
Yeah.
And I was kind of drunk, and I was just kind of like, all right, that's enough. Because like I said, at this point, you have to think.
I got these hot chicks fighting over me.
Well, at this point, it's been like more than a year of this bitch just constantly in our faces. She's just in our faces like all the time.
Yeah.
We're there at the club, we're dancing. There she is.
She want to take
hey, look at me.
She want to take no for an ass.
Look at me, and I'm just like, really?
She want
really? Please go away.
She didn't want to take no for an ass.
One time, she brought her annoying ass sister, who was just as annoying as her.
They were just alike. Yeah.
And they were just like up in our face like the whole time. They were like pushing you against the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, why? My sister said, and they pushed me against the wall. My sister says you don't like her. I was like, I fucking don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you clearly are just like her.
Yeah.
So, like, please don't get all up in my face like that. So, yeah, so she did that.
Yeah.
And like I said, it just all culminated.
Yeah.
Because the fact that she had done this very obvious, oh, whoops, like that kind of shit, I was like, oh my God, I'm just not. So I just grabbed her neck. I just went like that, and I pushed her against the railing.
Yeah.
And I didn't push her off. There's a railing. I just pushed her against the railing and squeezed her neck. Yeah. And just looked right in her face.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that shit. That was fucking funny.
And I was just like, knock it the fuck off. Yeah. Like, what? Like, why?
Yeah.
Please knock it the fuck off. And then she went to Lee, the bartender, and bitched. And
Lee told her to get lost.
And Lee said, oh, well, who was it that did it? Oh, it was that Jenny girl. Oh, piss off.
Yeah.
He didn't like her.
Speaking of Lee, did Lim Lee ever show up?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. But that was what happened. Because, like I said, nobody in that place that worked there liked that girl.
She got into too much shit.
She was trouble, and she was constantly whining about somebody or other.
Yeah.
And Lee used to tell us all the time, because I used to kind of bitch about her sometimes. Like, man, this bitch, she's just like always in our fucking face, man. She just won't go away.
Yeah.
And like Lee's like, oh my God, I hate that fucking bitch. And like, so she complained. She's like, oh my God, she tried to kill me, she said.
Yeah.
That's what Lee told me later. She tried to kill me.
Yeah, he didn't try to kill you.
Well, he's like, well, who tried to kill you? Oh, that Jenny girl. And he's just like, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. So, I didn't hurt her. I don't think.
No.
I didn't hurt her. She walked out. Though. I didn't kick her ass or nothing, but like, I wanted to. I wanted to kill her. Because I was sick of her fucking shit. Because like I said, it wasn't just that night.
Yeah.
It had been like more than a year. And I'm pretty patient. Yeah. I'm pretty tolerant. I'm just kind of like, I just roll I'm like, look, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
It's like, she's being a pain in my ass, but I'm just going to ignore it. So I ignored it for a really long time. But that night I was like, you know what? No, I'm not going to ignore it anymore. That's what I said.
Bryce is talking about how valuable it is valuable skill it is if you're a guy that you can just make female friends. Yeah,
and I think that's really rare. And I think, like I said, that was one of the things that stood out to me. Well, and you have a lot, and I'm gonna say that you have a lot of female friends that are hot.
Yeah.
That you have not slept with.
Yeah.
Because you just like them.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know. Well. And I liked that about you.
They were all good women.
Right.
Now, Bryce also says something about those red pill guys. But he says they don't really know how to. I'll go back and say they didn't know how to talk to women. What does he say? He said something about that guys from the red pill community. Okay. He says they're just ignorant of women. They don't talk to women. I think a lot of the guys. All right, I watch those channels. I keep up with a lot of them. Some are good. Some are bad. Some are kind of mixed. The problem with a lot of those channels is that the guys that are consuming that content are young, so they're growing up in an online environment. They're growing up in a dating scene that I've never seen. And it's supposed to be real superficial now, dating apps, and it's just like a hookup culture, even though evidently that's supposed to be fading now. People are starting to get off of those apps. That's a terrible way to meet somebody, if you ask me. Yeah, it's efficient. You can get your hands on a lot of people, but they're not going to be the kind of people you want. You want to meet people in the wild, because you have common interests. But the problem is a lot of these young guys don't have any interest in anything. They're just playing video games. They don't ever get out.
Well, then hang out with a chick that likes video games.
There's not enough girls that like video girls don't.
What are you talking about? Yeah, they do.
Well, they're going to be fighting.
That's almost like 40% of the market, maybe more.
Okay, well, if they got girls in the basement fucking playing video games, getting fat, then that's what they need to. That's what they need to go.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like I said,
but that's not what they want.
I think. But that's the problem is that they have unrealistic expectations.
Yeah, what they want is
they think they're gonna find like some hot model chick that's gonna like put up with their ass.
They want Stacy. They want Stacy.
Right.
And fucking.
Realistically, though, you need to find a person that has the same interests as you, the same lifestyle as you. Like it'll be a lot easier that way. So I don't really get why. I get why they do it, but
they're younger dudes, and depending on what state they're coming out of, Florida and the South is still pretty normal. They say some of these other states, you know what I mean, fucking the interaction between boys and girls in high school and even middle school is pretty fucked up. So. They're not really and in general, what I'm hearing is that the kind of boys middle school and high school is producing is not the kind of males that equivalent women, in other words, middle school and high school women, want anything to do with. Which that makes sense because in general, that's the way it was when I was in high school. Most of those guys, but the thing is that there was still a good success rate. There was probably 30% of them dudes are doing real well. Now I heard it's a lot less. They're going after the top 5%. And the main problem is obesity and lack of social skills. So that could get in the way. That really gets in the way of relationships when you're young because relationships are so superficial at those young ages. So a lot of that red pill stuff, we call it red pill stuff. A lot of those red pill videos are targeted towards guys that I would be considered to be substandard. But how much of it can you blame on them? How much of it can you blame on society? They're not producing people of quality anymore.
Well, the thing about it is I think a lot of that red pill type media is targeted toward those types of people to make them feel better about the fact that they can't measure up or they don't want to. Like they don't want to make the effort.
I don't know.
It's the thing about it
towards them, but it's not defeatist. It's telling them that they need to self-improvement.
Well, then that's good. But I'm just saying that there's also a darker side of it too, where they're making a lot of money telling these dudes, well, it's not entirely your fault because women suck, or there's kind of that aspect.
They're not saying that
too.
Though.
No, I have seen some of that.
Yeah, but that's not what we're talking about. They have the black pill guys are like that. All right, those ones where fuck that, fuck women. You know what I mean? But no, the red pill guys actually want
okay,
women.
Bye.
Yeah. The red pill
Men
guys,
going your own way. Yeah. Go your own way. Bye.
That's a different scene.
I know.
Black pill men MGTOW or men going their own ways is not young guys. That's old guys who've been burned by at least one divorce. They're out of the game. They're checking out. So they're 50s, 40s, 50s. That just means that they're going to be bachelors. That's all that means. That's not the same. The black pill guys are young guys, all right, who have given up. They're not even going to pursue dating or women or relationships. So they've just said, fuck it. Which Japan has that. They're called vegetarian men, I think is what they call them. Something like that. Vegetarians, or where they're not interested in meat. And they just kind of stay home. And I just jerk it to fucking porn and anime or something. Which, not healthy, man, because that's fucking, it's not progressing the personality. That's not character development. That's regression.
Well,
that's
nothing wrong.
Regressing to an infantile state.
There's nothing wrong with porn per se. It's just that if that's all that you consume, it's not
their
realistic.
Yeah, that's their relationship.
That's all. That's the only problem I have with it. I don't have a problem with porn in general, obviously.
Yeah, but it's not a substitute for a relationship.
Right. Yeah, if you're just using it as kind of like a supplement to a relationship, then that's fine. But it's just kind of like if you're using it instead of, then that's probably not good.
Right. But,
and if you're learning all your shit from that, that's also probably not good because, like I said, it's really unrealistic, a lot of it.
I think they know that. It's just that they don't care because they're not going to pursue women.
Which, like I said.
They say it's too risky.
Okay.
Too risky. So you're dealing with young guys.
Don't ask us because we don't care.
Yeah. Well, women do, because eventually what ends up happening is that there are no available men. They get to 31, 32, and there are just no available men. The guys that, the decent guys are all married. The young ones that are good won't date with her because she's too old. And the guys that do want to go out, whether that are single, are old guys and they're leftovers. All right? There's a reason why they're not married. Okay? And, they're 50, 60, and they're not married. And, 30-year-old woman's not going to be quite that interested in a 50-something-year-old guy. Especially if he's never been married. There's going to be something, why have you been married? Now, if you're a millionaire and you look fucking great, you're Jason Statham, that's a different story. You know what I mean? That dude didn't get married because he had a long string of fucking hot girlfriends and a shit ton of money. He didn't have to get married.
Which, like I said, that's fine.
That's fine. Okay. But that's not.
No one's getting fucked over in that situation.
Right.
Everyone knows what's going on.
He knows what's going on. He didn't have to get married.
As long as he's not banging 15-year-olds,
right.
I'm fine with it.
Right.
It's fine.
But those guys are treated very differently than a guy who's making $25,000, $20,000 a year. He's single, never been married. He's 55 years old. He's not looking good.
The thing about it is that rich people can get away with.
Rich people get away with all
rich people, whether they're men or women, can get away with a lot of shit
right.
that us plebes can't get away with. So
right.
It's not just dudes that have to put up with that. We have to put up with it too.
So, but I think women they're hearing things secondhand. They're not really hearing it from. A lot of times they're hearing it secondhand, especially through women, about what these guys are saying in the red pill community or whatever, the MGTOW community. They're not really listening to those guys. They're not They're not putting them in the proper categories. The MGTOW guys have been around for hundreds of fucking years. That's not new. Guy gets run through in a divorce, loses everything. He's not going to be interested anymore. He's 45. Okay? He's going to say, fuck it, I'm going to do my own thing. I'm not getting married again. That's been going on forever. So that's not really that new. What's new is guys that are in their fucking late teens or 20s saying, fuck it, I don't even want a girlfriend.
Well, the only thing that's new is that
the
only thing that's new is the fact that like they would just like announce it.
Yeah.
Like just do it. Like why would anyone care?
Because what it is
like we don't care.
What it is
women don't care.
Yeah, you don't care the individual guys in there, all right? And plus another thing is you have to understand that you're not a teenage girl, okay?
Well,
and you're not a fucking girl in her 20s who
even back then I didn't care.
All right.
I'm just saying.
Whatever.
Even back then, I didn't care.
I'm just saying that. Another thing is that you are nowhere near the average woman. Nowhere near.
If it came along, fine. If it didn't,
nowhere
come along,
near.
also.
I know the average woman. You know, I know the makeup of.
But I'm just saying.
The average woman is basically invisible. All right, to me, you're nowhere near that. So those women all miss out on possibly getting married and having kids because there are no available men. And then you might say, well, there's immigration. Yeah, you bring in these guys from these other countries, but they don't go out with them either. You know? These guys don't really have a pot to piss in when they first show up. And if they do start doing well, then they go for a higher caliber woman. Immigration is not really... Or they go out with... instead of marrying an American woman, they bring another woman from Salvador or wherever they came from. And just because a guy immigrated here doesn't mean he's going to marry your ass. You know what I mean? Fucking that dude might have good taste. So a lot of these average women just kind of get stuck out. And then they become cat mamas, basically. And they're not happy about it, a lot of them, because a lot of them wanted to get married, wanted to have kids, but that never came around. Now, you can do sperm donor stuff. They got guys making a lot of money as sperm donors. I didn't realize that, but they have kits where a dude can fucking give a sample.
You gotta donate some sperm?
And then fucking make a lot of money, man.
You might be too old, but I'm not sure. Because I looked into egg donation when I was in my 30s, but they don't really want anybody over 35, though, as far as women go.
Well, another thing is that I probably would get weeded out because I'm only 5'6". A lot of those fucking girls are looking for donors that are like 6'2". Because why have why have a short baby when you can have a fucking tall baby?
All babies are short.
Well, you know what I'm talking about.
I know, I'm just teasing.
All right. So
I don't think they give you as much money for that as they do for women's eggs, because obviously it's a lot more difficult.
They're not doing it through companies. They're doing it through social media.
Yeah. Oh, you want to do sperm donation?
Dude just sends the sample. She pays him directly.
Yeah.
It's only like $100.
I could probably think of some people that'd be like,
they got them doing that. Yeah. Okay.
They would want a little Tom running around.
Yeah, and you never can't tell who it is. It's like lesbian couples.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Or it's like
I said, we probably know some people that would pay for your sperm.
Random black chicks that want light skinned babies. They're doing that too. Fucking soft thing.
Look into it. You can make some money like that.
Yeah, but yeah, she pays dude $50 to send it to him.
Well, like I said, there's no middleman. Yeah. If you donate eggs, it's a lot
harder.
Well, it's a lot more complicated process. Right. They have to do this.
They got one dude.
They have to give you all these drugs to manufacture more eggs, and then they have to harvest them, and it's this whole.
No, this dude.
They'll give you thousands of dollars.
Dude just gotta jerk it. Dude just has to.
It takes 10 minutes.
Yeah, in the fucking plastic bag, I think, and he puts it into fucking.
Yeah, it's much
dry
easier
ice and fucking sends her a syringe and everything.
Here, have a turkey baster.
Here's a turkey baster. So and wham bam, it's done. But they had one dude. They were interviewing him, and I think he said he sold over 300 samples, and as far as he knows, that he
could be like Genghis Khan.
Like Genghis Khan. Yeah.
That he has kids all over that he doesn't know about.
But the thing is that
I don't have to pay for a single one.
Well, here's the
Here's
the fucking thing, right? He didn't really charge any money. It was just a fucking donation, and she had to cover the fucking shipping. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've heard of people doing it for friends and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I said, for lesbian couples or things like that, it's they have a male friend that they really like, and they, they're like, hey, can you donate sperm so we can have a baby and stuff like that. It's that's fairly common, I think. But, because that person, and, they're like, yeah, it'd be cool if we had a kid that had those attributes. We probably know some people like that. But like you said, it's much easier for a dude to donate stuff because it takes 5-10 minutes.
Oh, you're talking about that Oliver Reed program that we played the priest. We saw that one. That was a good one.
Bryce says, I'm kind of behind, but he says, talking to Bad Dunn, saying that he's asexual now.
Yeah.
You should try having women as friends. I got a lot of female friends that I would never bang. Having girls as friends is good to get familiar with them. That's how you develop your own. I don't know what that last word is. Riz.
Why?
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's, like I said, I think that was one of the things too that first attracted me to Tom. Like I said, other than like he was a snappy dresser and he could dance, which like I said is very rare. But the fact that he did have a lot of female friends, and like I said, most of those, like 95% of those female friends he had never slept with. So and they were hot, and like a lot of them were hot. So I liked that. I liked that he just liked them as people, and he hung out with them and like talked to them about whatever. Like some of them were into motorcycles, or some of them were into the same shit as him. You know what I mean? So it's like they would just talk about that, and I was just like, I thought that was kind of cool because a lot of dudes will not do that. A lot of dudes kind of feel like, well, I'll make friends with a chick. It's always a lot of dudes see befriending women as like goal oriented. I feel like, it's like, oh, maybe I'll get to fuck her at the end. You know what I mean? And Tom is not like that. You know what I mean? He's just kind of like, oh, this is like a cool person. So, I mean, he is very just like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck this person, but he's not like that, like about a lot of people. He's just like, they're just a cool person. You know what I mean? Like, I like the same shit that they like. So he just talks to them about that. And that's a little bit unusual, at least in my experience. So I think that was kind of one of the things that that kind of stood out. Oracle said, anybody who gets on Jenny's nerves is probably not a good person. That is probably true. And I'm not saying that I'm a super patient person, because I'm not. I'm super impatient. Got that from my dad. But I'm willing to give people the benefit of the doubt. I'm not going to fuck with you unless it's real egregious. Or unless it's been going on a long time, like I said, with that one girl, and I just got sick of it. But that had been like 18 months, at least. Right?
What's that?
When that whole shit with that bitch went on.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that had been going on. That wasn't just that one night. That had been going on for like a year and a half.
That was serial behavior.
And I was just kind of like, man, I am so fucking sick of this shit.
That chick was fighting for me.
Man, she wanted the D bad.
Yeah.
Bad.
Well, she saw it.
And you did. You went home with her that one night.
Yeah, she saw it. But I didn't give it to her. We didn't have a condom.
Yeah, that was the whole thing.
Yeah.
He called me the next day and told me about it.
Yeah.
Because I was mad. I was like, you fucking left me at the bar, you asshole. I had to
By the time all that shit was going down with her, I was like, man, this chick's too fucking goofy, man. This chick's goofy. I ain't gonna.
I tried to tell you.
I was like, if I do this, I'll never get rid of this chick. And fucking,
well, see, that's kind of what I told you.
I'd never get rid of this chick.
That's kind of what I told you, and it's just like the fact that you went home with her, like you didn't have sex with her.
I got tricked though, kind of in that one. I was drunk, and I didn't realize when I got in the car with her, I didn't realize she was taking me to her place.
Right.
I thought we were just gonna drive around the block a couple times and then come back.
Because you still had a drink in your hand. Right?
I got in the car with a drink.
Right.
It's fucking Florida, man.
Yeah.
It's fucking Florida, yeah. I had to drink in the fucking car, and they had to open
and
the container.
I was at.
I'm driving around in her car. She was.
I was right across the street. I was at a bar.
Yeah.
Across the street, having a drink with my friend Mike.
That's right. So you left. So I thought.
Yeah, but I told you. I texted you.
Yeah, but
I said I'm just gonna have a drink with Mike. We weren't going out anymore at that point.
Yeah.
Then I'll be back.
I was drinking.
All my shit was at your house.
I was drinking, and at the time I was like, yeah, she'll be going home with that guy.
No, I wasn't planning on it, but I ended up having to because I didn't have a ride home.
Yeah.
And all my work clothes, I had to go to work the next day, and all my work clothes were at your house.
Yeah, I know. It wasn't.
So I had to wear the same shit to work.
I forgot. Yeah, listen.
That I wore.
I wasn't aware of any of that when I was drunk. I wasn't thinking about it.
But I'm just telling you. That's what happened.
It was not mean-spirited.
That's why
she sold this shit against it. It was not mean-spirited.
But that's why.
I wasn't thinking about it really.
That's why I was upset, though.
Yeah.
Like
I was just partying.
You didn't seem to understand why I was upset.
No, I didn't.
That's why I was upset.
I was partying, man. I didn't realize what was up.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I was used to doing that kind of stuff anyway.
Yeah, but
with other female friends and shit, that would happen all the time.
But you did drive me there, and all my shit was at your house.
Yeah,
all my work clothes.
Yeah, but you were with that dude
for the next morning.
In my thinking, you were with that dude. He had it. He had it under control.
No, I texted you. I'm having one drink across the street.
I didn't see.
No, you texted me back.
Okay, all right.
And then you said, "I'm going home with." What's her name? And I was just like, all my shit's at your house. And then you just, bye. You didn't text me back.
I didn't see that. Probably
you left me.
Probably didn't see it. Yeah. This shit happens, man.
So then I said to Mike, I was just kind of like,
yeah,
can I stay at your house?
Yeah. Which it all worked out.
I wasn't planning on it.
It's not like you were homeless or anything.
Well, if he hadn't been there, I'd probably have to sleep in my car.
No.
Or sleep on the street.
Had he not been there, then I wouldn't have left with what's her name, probably.
No, you probably still wouldn't.
No, because you'd have been around. You'd have been around to make sure that the shit didn't happen. Look, we're going over. See, this is the thing, audience. She loves to bring this shit up. You were not my girlfriend at that time. We were just buddies.
Oh, I know that.
You were seeing that other guy. When
I had
you
been.
left,
I wasn't
under the influence of alcohol, when you leave, I was like, yeah, she'll be all right. She'll be good. She's hooking up with that guy. And then fucking she's going, come on, let's go. And the other one, I'm like, okay, then I guess I'll just chill with this one. And then, I thought we were just going to ride around the block. But then when she started heading towards her house, I texted you. I said, I'm going home with her. It wasn't, mean or anything. It wasn't being mean. I was just telling you where I was going. I forgot all about your stuff being in my house.
Yeah, well.
I was fucking loaded.
Yeah, I know you forgot.
Yeah, I was loaded. I forgot about it.
You forgot. Man, I was so upset.
Yeah.
Never been
and I
left.
didn't see the phone.
Never been left anywhere like that.
And then I didn't see how she rubs it in. I never been left anywhere. Man, you were in the company of a dude that could take care of you. You were taken care of. It didn't end your life. Yeah, okay, it was a minor inconvenience, but I forgot about it. I was fucking loaded. Mm-hmm. She's just trying to get dick. She's just trying to run over there and get dick. I'm gonna get some sympathy dick tonight.
I can get a dick anytime I want. What are you talking about? I don't need sympathy.
I'll give you dick even when you don't want it.
Tammy said, that makes it worse. Jenny was supposed to be your friend and you abandoned her. Yeah.
I thought she went off to go get laid.
That too.
I thought she was off to get laid.
No, I told you that I was coming back, but...
I didn't see any of that, man. Fucking, I was partying and shit. I
told her I was
getting
back.
texts. Yeah, she's texting.
Because like I said,
y'all don't know how I do, man.
At that point, me and him hadn't been a thing for a while.
I'm a man. I don't fucking analyze it.
We just went over to have a drink, and I was just like, "Oh, I'll be back in a minute." Like it was just, it was literally across the street. It was that.
I'm a man.
What is that place, Lizzie McGuire's?
Yeah, I'm a man. I'm a man. I'm used to reading in between the lines. I figured, okay, she's gonna go out and fuck that dude.
No, there were no lines to read between. I was telling you exactly what was happening.
Because that's what the average woman that I was used to would have been doing.
Right, but that wasn't what I was doing.
Yeah.
So, like
Jen
I said,
gets real wrapped up on this.
Well, yeah,
holding me to high standards when I was. That was an era in where I didn't really know her as well as I know her now, and I was used to women doing that.
I tell you exactly what I'm doing and where I'm going.
Yeah,
why wouldn't I?
So did all the other ones that was fucking up at the same time.
Right, but I don't.
They all say that. They all say. So I guess you could say I had a very, I don't want to say I had trust issues. It's just that I didn't believe what women told me. No, because I was used to being lied to, but I didn't hold it. I didn't have a grudge. I just came from a culture where women chose themselves over everybody else. They did what they wanted to do. You could take them to a club and they could leave with another dude. That happened several times. All right. But you don't get hard-hearted about it. You're like, all right, yeah, fuck her. I'll just fuck somebody else. She found somebody else better than me, whatever. Jenny doesn't have the body count that I have,
Right, and well, like I said,
I was very battle-hardened.
And I will not apologize for not being like that.
I was battle-hardened, so I was reading from a different book, a different playbook, and I was reading it from a different eyes. I was like, okay, she's getting back with her ex.
No.
That's the way I saw it. She's getting back. Just because you say
no, I hadn't seen him in a while.
But see, here's the deal.
He's like, come over here,
but that's not what I told you. I was used to being lied to. I expected.
Right, but I don't really know what else I can tell you.
Yeah,
I told you exactly what was going to happen.
Yeah.
I said we went over here to have one beer. I hadn't seen him in a while. He's a cool guy.
Yeah.
And it's like, we hadn't been a thing for a while, but I was just like, oh, okay, I'll come have a beer with you. I said, I'll be right back. We're just going to have a beer and I'll come right back.
The way...
All my shit's at your house.
Yeah, my interpretation of that in those days was, I'm hooking back up with my ex. I'm going to fuck him tonight.
Nope.
I'll probably see you tomorrow. That's what that meant to me.
Nope. I didn't even fuck him that night.
I figured you probably would.
Nope, I didn't.
Okay.
I slept at his house. I slept in his bed, but
you were in custody of your ex-boyfriend.
We did not have sex.
And I wasn't pissed. I wasn't pissed
because I was upset.
But I wasn't pissed at you.
I was really upset. I couldn't get into it because I was like, we didn't even try.
Yeah, I wasn't.
He knew that he was just. I was just kind of like, can I just sleep at your house because I don't have anywhere to go? And he's like, yeah, okay.
How long ago was this?
I don't know.
This was about 15 years.
2010, 2011.
Yeah, you realize you're still a bit out of shape over something that happened 15 years ago. It was just one night.
Yeah, because it made me mad.
You're still trying to milk this.
Yeah, because it made me mad.
That's the only thing I did to you fucking over the 15 years that still makes you mad was that.
No, you've done other things.
Okay, you gonna bring that up too?
No.
For everybody to see?
No.
Right. Okay.
You've done other things. I'm thinking of one thing in particular, but there's other things too.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, well, I do shit.
Yeah.
I do shit sometimes.
But like I said, if I tell you something, and you know this now, I guess, but it's like if I tell you something, that's exactly what I mean. I'm not playing games. I'm not doing anything like I just don't do that.
Yeah. Bryce is agreeing with me.
I don't do that.
But yeah, because I came from that background. I didn't really believe what women said because I was used to them lying to me. So that was my interpretation. I thought it was just political speak. You know, I'll be back in a minute. Nah, that means you're not coming back.
No, that's exactly what I meant.
Yeah, the average girl, hey, I'm hanging out with my ex. I'll be back in a minute means I'm hooking back up with my ex tonight. I'll see you tomorrow. That's what that means.
Right, I get it, but that's not what I meant.
Yeah. That's what I thought was happening.
That's not what I meant. So then I got back there and you were gone, and I was just kind of like, well, I'm fucked.
Especially with all that damn alcohol that we were drinking at the time.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was my interpretation of what it was. Because I'm definitely not one of these simpy motherfuckers to be sitting here. She never came back. Well, of course she didn't come back.
But I would have.
Yeah, but you were... How would I know? How would I know that? I wouldn't know that. The average woman wouldn't. The average woman would never come back.
I would have come back.
Yeah.
I
didn't know you.
I don't do that kind of shit to people.
I didn't really know you back then. You know.
I don't do that kind of shit to people. That's shitty.
Most people... That's the so funny thing is that you defending all these fucking fictional women and shit. Most women would just go like, fuck that dude.
Well, I don't know. Like I said, I can only speak for myself, you know?
Most women are about themselves.
I don't do that kind of crap. Yeah. I don't do shitty stuff to people like that.
Most women are about themselves. Most
if I drive somebody to the club, I'm going to take care of them.
Bryce.
Make sure they get home.
Bryce, you and I know the average woman is working for herself. She's an independent contractor.
Well, everyone is.
To an extent. They see dudes as dirt and kind of fucking interchangeable.
I don't think that's the case.
Yeah, most of them do.
I don't think that's the case.
I think so. I think so because you can see it in their behavior. Hypergamy, part of it. And then another thing is that the average dude really ain't shit. You know. So they're kind of... And I'm gonna, as a guy, I'm going to say that. The average dude ain't shit. The average woman ain't shit either, really. But she might be a little bit better than the average guy. And in certain ways. Because of the male mating strategy, the guy is a little bit less trustworthy on average than the average female. So, I'm not blaming women, but see, the thing is that modern culture's really heavily leaning into the concept of virtue, of who's right and who's wrong. I don't really have those concepts. I don't care who's right or wrong. I only care about what happens. I don't see myself as a virtuous person. Not by traditional standards. And I would never want to be virtuous by traditional, conventional standards. Because when you look at what they're touting as virtue, I just see that as being a sap or a sucker. You know? So, no, that's not for me. It's kind of like in religious virtue. It's bullshit, most of it. You know, artificial. The average person today, average secular person who's fucking steeped in social media, their virtue has been dictated to them by corporations about how a good person should be. And that's listening to corporations. That's the last people you want to listen to. That's worse than listening to a country or a nation. At least with a nation, there's some kind of a fucking concept of ethnicity or an ethnic group that's trying to hold together. It's like a big family or something. With corporations, they just try to get you to believe things that make them money. They want you to believe things that make you weak so they can become stronger than you. Everything's about power. So, I don't know. I don't care that I'm bad. I don't care that other people think that I'm bad. You just got to be kind of indifferent to it. I believe in what I do. I don't care what other people think about it. That's what I'm trying to say. Most people think that I'm bad, I think. But if I'm bad, it's because y'all made me bad.
Oh, you're blaming everyone else now?
Yeah. I'm a product of my environment and genes.
Well, then other people are too.
Yeah, they are. They are. That's why I don't like them.
Okay, whatever.
It's only exceptional people, you know. If you become my friend in real life and we're talking, then I'll trust you. You can trust me. But like I said, you know what I mean. Fucking men and women have different styles, and they have different fucking priorities and different limitations. So it's gonna look different. Like Jen said, I'm not anti-women. I actually trust women more than men. I had more female friends than guy friends in recent years.
You probably do, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. I don't know, maybe it's probably 50-50. Well, I don't know.
No, more female friends.
Yeah, probably. You have a lot of friends of both sexes,
yeah,
honestly.
but it's mostly females.
Yeah.
And but I kind of vetted them, you know, on who they are, and I'm not trying to have relationships with them to where, you know, it's like our relationship. I'm not trying to sleep with them or get married to them or anything like that. But I know them well. Matter of fact, the one that I've known here the longest would be Laura Ross.
Yeah.
We have the same last name, but we're not directly related.
Not related yet.
And Laura, I guess I was in my late 30s when I met Laura. I've known her longer than I've known you.
Yeah.
I was about 38 when I met her.
She's fucking awesome. I love her.
And she was probably only about 22 at that time.
Yeah, she's younger. She's significantly younger than we are.
And Laura's probably one of the best looking women in Orlando.
Oh my God. She's fucking beautiful.
Yeah. All right.
And she's awesome.
Yeah.
And she's super sweet.
Super good person. I'll show you a picture in a minute. But when I met Laura had a boyfriend. But we became friends. So I never really saw her as available when I first met her, you know. And she was younger than me, and she was getting her shit together. But we hung out. We talked a lot. She'd come, you know, hang out with me at Starbucks and stuff. And I just always liked her, but I never really kind of had that fucking mindset where I was going to, like, scope on her. Like, I'm going to get this. I never looked at her that way because she treated me well, so I just treated her well. Like, as individuals, you know what I mean?
Yeah, which, like I said, more dudes should do that, actually.
Yeah, now here's the thing. Earlier on I said the average woman is kind of bad, but so is the average guy. The average guy is kind of worse than the average woman.
Yeah, I would say that.
All right, so we're getting back to truth now, you know what I mean? Laura was very beautiful, but she was a good person, which is rare. A lot of women who look really good have become kind of predatory. They're not good to dudes. They just kind of use them up. They use their looks against guys to get what they want. Not this one. This one, she was special. Just special.
I mean, she is like ridiculous beautiful. Ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll show you guys a picture.
I've had that though. Like when I first started going out with this one guy, he told me, and he was much younger than I was, but he said, you know, you're not like most girls that look like you.
Yeah, he told you? Yeah.
And I said, you mean that I'm not a bitch?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, that's what I meant. Because I'm not a bitch. But you know what I mean. Well, I can be. But yeah, I do kind of... I don't think that's true, though, because I know a lot of really, really beautiful women that are not bitches, that are super nice.
Well, a lot of these guys, like, you know, like Bryce was saying, some of these black-pilled guys, you know what I mean, that fucking have just given up and shit. Those are the same kind of dudes, and some of the red pill guys, they're the same kind of dudes that would see Laura, and think that, oh, well, shit, you got to be a millionaire, and you got to look a certain way, you know what I mean? You got to be a fucking, you know, a supermodel type guy, and fucking jacked with six packs. No, the dude she's with, he's kind of an average guy.
He's awesome though.
He's fun.
He has the same birthday as me.
He's a nice guy, and
His name's Adam.
He's not swimming in money or anything.
They go to all the horror conventions and they do amazing cosplay.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love that they're like into the same kind of shit. So they will do these like really elaborate costumes and shit like that. And she has like a different costume for every night of the thing.
That's what Laura looked like when I met her. When I met her, she looked like that. She's probably about 22, maybe 21.
Yeah, she's probably in her 30s now, but
yeah.
So that's another thing. Don't get the impression that, because this is funny too. I think I said this to you the other day. Our friend Amani, who is a club promoter in this area, she told us she wanted to approach us because she was promoting some shows in Orlando. She does goth bands, but she mostly does black metal. And so she wanted to approach us to help her promote some shows in the area, and she knew that we were, kind of knew everybody in the scene and stuff. So she wanted to come talk to us, but she told us later, after she met us, that she was afraid to come talk to us at first because we looked really bitchy.
Yeah.
And that we looked really intimidating. She's like, you guys are over there at Ibar and you're in the corner and you're over there smoking your fucking cigarettes, because we both smoked back then. And she's like, and you just look like complete assholes. and she's like, and I was afraid to come over and talk to you because I thought you would just be like, fuck off, bitch, or whatever. But we're totally not like that. We're really nice. Yeah. And it's just like, it's funny that people think that just from like looking, like I can see how they would look at us from across the bar if you don't know us. Maybe we look scary from if you don't know us, but we're totally not. We're totally not.
Trying to get a picture of
Laura looks about like that now. I don't know. Yeah, she still looks like that.
She is seriously one of the sweetest people I have ever met. Maybe the sweetest person I've ever met.
Yeah, super sweet. And
she's awesome. And and her boyfriend is awesome too.
Now he
is also awesome. They're super nice.
These are the three best looking women in Orlando. There's Jen, our friend Jen, Laura, and Jenny. Remember that poster?
I made that poster.
Yeah, Jenny made that poster for one of the clubs.
Actually, our friend Brian took that photo.
Yeah. That was, how long ago was that?
House.
Yeah, that was about 5 years ago, wasn't it?
Probably, yeah.
Or about 5 years ago.
Yeah, he came over our house and took that picture. Like, all of us were over there having some drinks, and he took a bunch of pictures of us. And I used them in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. I think this is another
poster that Jen made of Jen, our friend Jen, and Laura.
Yeah. That was like when they did like a carnival thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that. Old memento mori.
Yeah.
But so that's another thing you can't just, because I do kind of feel like some types of dudes have a perception that, if a girl is really like good looking, that she must be like super bitchy or a gold digger or something like that, and that is absolutely not the case.
A lot of the times.
Yeah, but I know a lot of women that are like super hot women that are not like that. So, like I said, you can't judge. You can't judge. They're talking about Oliver Reed movies. Yeah. They're talking about The Devils. We actually reviewed that not too long ago.
Yeah, that's the one I told you that he mentioned that.
I really like The Devils.
That was the one where the chick was in the nunnery and in love with him and lying.
Yeah, it's like based on a true story, kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, fucking Bryce said, yeah, she's beautiful. Yeah. She's 30. She's in her late 30s now, I think, isn't she?
Or mid 30s?
Mid to late 30s.
I can't remember how old she is.
And she still looks just like that.
Yeah, she hasn't changed. And like I said, her and her boyfriend do amazing cosplay.
Yeah.
At this past, was it Spooky Empire? Them two and like a friend of theirs did the who were the villains from Superman that were in the square.
Yeah, they were in the Phantom Zone.
They did the Phantom Zone. Yeah. They had like the whole Phantom, and they were all dressed up like those characters, and they were like inside this fucking square. It was awesome. Yeah. It was so awesome.
They were in the Phantom.
And it the photo went kind of viral, but yeah, that's Laura, and that's her boyfriend Adam, and I don't remember who the other guy was, but yeah, they did like a whole fucking cosplay of that, and they like go all out for all the horror conventions and sci-fi conventions and stuff. And they come up with like some great fucking outfits. every time I see their shit, I'm just like, oh man, how'd they fucking think of that? Because they'll do like really obscure shit. It's awesome. All right, I gotta pee again.
Yeah. Sebastian says, well, I saw the Devils in my 20s, but I always preferred Target. Brings out the masculinity, the toxic masculinity. It brings out the masculinity. I don't know what Target is. You talking about the fucking store Target? Jason says I kind of sound like an incel. No, I'm not fucking an incel. This is the fucking thing. I think I said this earlier in the show. There's no such thing as an incel. The guys that call themselves incels or other people calling them incels, they're not involuntarily celibate. They're voluntarily celibate. They've voluntarily done all the things you have to do to remain celibate. There's a lot of fucked up things happening in modern culture, you know, shit happening with social media and the internet. It's kind of a misnomer. The average incel's fucking. He's being celibate on purpose. Yeah. I mean, he's going out of his way to be killed. Even that fucking dude that. Elliot Rodgers. That goofy motherfucker. I watched his videos. Wasn't a bad looking guy, just fucking weird as fuck. He was doing shit that would drive women away. And he was doing that shit kind of on purpose. He was putting effort into that style. Into that strategy. And that is not the strategy you want. But the thing is that I think Elliot Rodgers, we talked about it before. I've kind of psychoanalyzed him and analyzed what I could feel from him using all of my fucking psychic powers. That dude wasn't normal. I think he had some kind of...
Clearly not.
He had some kind of mental problem. I don't know if it was like severe autism or... Not severe, because my cousin Wesley, he had severe autism, but it doesn't look like that. Severe autism, when you're... Especially, and he was deaf at the same time. Severe autism to him was tracking down every fucking knothole on every piece of fucking wood he could find, putting numbers and cataloging them. Okay? And fucking he could memorize fucking Thomas map books fucking from front to back. He was like a walking fucking GPS. This is long before GPS. This is back in the 70s. You could give him 2 points on the fucking map so anywhere in the United States, he could tell you exactly how many miles away that was. And then he could give you the routes. What roads you had to take to get there. But anyway, no, Elliot Rodgers wasn't a normal incel. An incel's a dude who just can't get laid. Really, that's all it is. But there's a lot of dudes that are like that can't get laid. Dudes with fucking bad physical health. They're not gonna be able to get laid. They're just, you know, he might have leprosy, you know. Maybe he get laid with a leper. Or a dude just doesn't have the physical health to attract women. Or he doesn't have the mental health to attract women. So I guess you say that's an incel. But that's not a normal dude, so they're in a different, you know, somebody who's horribly disfigured in some way.
Well, so yeah, some of that is like way outside of their control.
That's out of their control, right.
Right. It's not like they can fix it.
Right. But a lot of these guys who are online saying they're incels, they could be fixed.
Sure.
There's nothing really inherently wrong with them.
No, I imagine there probably isn't.
I remember seeing the first of the fucking incels. This is fucking back in the early Wild West.
Oh,
the internet's back in the 90s.
I might need another drink for this.
Yeah, here, give me a little bit too.
Okay, how much you want?
Just a little bit of vodka and a little bit more.
Put your fingers. Okay.
Thing and some ice. Okay. Make her fucking bartend. Give me a drink, bitch. Oh, now she's coming back with a drink.
I don't say that to you.
I know. I just fucking make a drink. I just make a drink. Way. Anyway. Yeah, go make me a sandwich. Anyway, the thing with it, I remember saying that back in the old internet, back in the 90s, we used to get on these damn fucking what do they call them? Discussion groups. They were like these big threads. I mean, I imagine some of you guys are old enough to remember those discussion boards. And some of them were, they'd be about guns or motorcycles or whatever. And you get to know all those dudes. This is before Facebook. You start to get to know them. They start posting pictures. And then these dudes start these epic fights with each other, posting pictures. And some of these dudes were just so fucking dorky, man. They're literally the living in their mom's basement kind of guys. Overweight, depressed, fucking don't know how to dress. They kind of socially failed in high school. So they never really learned the skills, or they never learned the social skills. They never got any confidence. So they just kind of fucking got into this, like a death spiral, a social death spiral. Nowadays, they call those guys incels, that they're involuntarily celibate. But I don't think that's a good way to look at it. It's, oh man, that's a lot.
You're welcome.
Thanks. That's like, man, now I gotta piss all this out.
Well, that's true of any liquid.
Fuck. How much of that is vodka?
Like that much.
Oh, so it's pretty weak.
It's mostly ice,
Okay.
to be honest with you. Don't get excited.
Okay. Man.
You gonna make me a sandwich, motherfucker. I heard that.
I'm talking about I cook every fucking day.
You do, yeah.
I cook every fucking day. I stop bringing the meals up here. I call her and make her come down the stairs and get it. I'll leave the shit on the steps.
Because sometimes I can't hear you, because sometimes I'm up here working or
Jenny, she's like, what? And then she goes, oh, because she knows it's lunchtime, you know.
Well, like I said, I'm usually working on shit, and and sometimes I have videos going, like research videos going on in the background and shit like that. I'm like, what?
I made green salsa today because I picked all the fucking tomatillos. I got the little fucking Mexican tomatillos growing out there. With lemon tree, put lime juice in it, tomatillos, fucking roasted them, along with tomatoes.
We got all kind of shit growing back there.
Some chili peppers, jalapeno peppers, roasted them.
Yeah.
Onion, roasted it. Garlic, roasted it, and then blended it all in a damn jar. And then chilled it, made green salsa. It was awesome. That's what I gave you on that little, it was like a, what do you call it now? Like a quesadilla.
Kind of, yeah.
Quesadilla, hamburger and cheese quesadilla. Just whipped it up real quick.
And earlier, for lunch, we had butter chicken that you made.
Butter chicken, yeah.
Butter chicken.
I still have 2 servings left. Ooh. Maybe 3.
Your butter chicken is one of the best things that you make.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, that's good. That's good butter chicken.
I mean, all the shit you make is good, but I think the butter chicken is probably your favorite. Although, you know what we haven't had in a while? Paprikash.
Haven't made that in a while. Also haven't made bulgogi.
Oh, you haven't made bulgogi in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to like it.
I used to make bulgogi out of pork.
Yeah.
Pork tenderloin. Which
bulgogi's
supposed to be beef.
It's supposed to be beef, but
they
whatever.
Didn't have a
close enough.
Pork tenderloin, yeah.
Beef, pears.
Yeah.
Onions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roasted it. Well, you marinate it and then roast it. Slice it, then roast it.
Oracle said she was gonna crash. Good seeing everybody. Oh,
yeah. Bryce laughed and go make me a sandwich. Yeah, I pulled the sandwich line. That's a classic line.
Classic as in old.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oracle says, Tom, that moyo pork recipe from your cookbook has become our regular Sunday dinner.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Moyo pork, it's good.
Yeah, that's some good shit.
Yep.
Danny Rowling said, is there any chance that we would review the 1996 film Amityville the Dollhouse, which was surprisingly decent? You know what? I've never seen that, and I keep seeing it pop up on stuff, and I'm just kind of like... Other than, I watched maybe the first 3 Amityville movies. Oh, and the weird one about the clock, because that was on Riff Tracks.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've seen any of the other... How many Amityville movies are there now? 19?
Yeah.
I want to say it's 19. I'm not really sure.
Bryce is agreeing with me that those guys are not incels. It's a mixture of hatred and weird shit that they have.
Well, like I said, I think a lot of it, if they just got their shit together, and
stop focusing.
Yeah,
look,
well, like I said, I think the problem is a lot of dudes see women as a goal. It's goal oriented. Don't come at shit like that.
Well, that is one of their goals, is they want to get a girlfriend because they never had one. So that makes it worse.
Yeah.
shit doesn't happen naturalistically, like where you just gotta sit around and it happens. It's not like that either. You got self-development and fucking going on adventures and doing shit leads to this stuff, but it also leads to character building. And you got to build character, build your body, build your mind, your soul, your spirit. Learn to make friends with people. Learn what enemies are. I'm a holistic type motherfucker. I like the dark side and the light side.
There's another T-shirt.
Yeah,
Tom is a holistic motherfucker.
Yeah. There's only certain things that you're gonna learn. There's certain things that you can only learn by walking a dark path. Okay. And some of it is shit like, okay, I know what this is. I'm not gonna go any further down this. This is a bad path. But it's still, you can come back from pretty much anything. Now, serial murder, no.
Okay, now that's a different case.
You a dickhead. You know what I mean? Fucking shit like that.
Yeah, pretty much forever.
But, you know, reasonable stuff, or, you know, actually some of the shit I did wasn't reasonable. Crazy shit. But
like I said, people have done worse shit than you've done.
Yeah, right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not everybody, but a lot of people have done worse shit than
Yeah.
you've done. And have come back from it. So.
Yeah. So, but they're celibate because of what they have voluntarily doing. Now, this is from some wisdom that was said in one of the fucking Star Wars movies. I'd like to say it one time. It comes from Buddhism, really, or it's not really said in the same way. Obi-Wan Kenobi tells fucking Anakin Skywalker, he says, stop focusing on the negative, because reality becomes whatever you focus on. And that's absolutely true. If you fucking keep looking for problems, you're going to see problems. If you keep looking for people not liking you, that's what you're going to create. Other people call it manifestation. No, it is what you focus on. If you keep thinking women are going to fuck you over, then you'll never be in a situation where you're going to be happy, where women are going to be nice
because
to you,
you're always expecting it, and you're always going to be defensive, and women are going to sense that, and they're going to react to you accordingly.
Yep. They can sense the negativity in you.
It's not always them. Sometimes it's you.
Yep. You
like
bring
sometimes,
it on yourself.
Right. Sometimes, and like not always, but a lot of times you're sending out vibes that are making people react negatively to you.
And then later on, fucking Yoda says the fucking one of the big things is fucking to not go down the dark path is learn how to let go what you fear to lose the most. So yeah. You might get involved with this girl and you might get your heart broken. You might lose. So what? So what? You can just do it again. And don't learn from your mistakes. Had I learned from my mistakes, I never would have been a serial monogamist. I said, oh shit, I got fucked over. That's it. I'm through. I'm done. Just like these black guys.
You just gotta get back on the fucking horse, man.
Yeah.
That's what they tell you.
Talking about. Because it's going to be kind of a numbers game.
I mean, I didn't do that, and the thing is, I married fairly young.
Yeah.
You know, and I was married for a long time, so I didn't really get back into the dating scene or whatever until I was in my late 30s.
Yeah.
And, you know, I didn't really think about it like that. I'm just like, hey, I'm free now. I'm just gonna like have some fun for a little while. But then, you know, I met you, and that whole thing like developed. But I didn't really try to force it. Really, I don't feel like. Maybe I did. I'm not really sure.
No. Remember that time Sonia was like, remember we were hanging out with Sonia too, and Sonia was hanging out even before, you know, me and you were a thing where, and fucking Sonia was like, she's trying to go out with you, but don't go out with her because she just broke up with that dude. Like, give her some time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let her go play the field. Fucking, you know.
I did. And I didn't go crazy, but I did do a little bit.
So
because I never got a chance to.
So
really.
You know, I agreed with her. I was like, yeah, that's what she needs. Yeah. That was one of the reasons why we were just kind of like, we were friends, but we were like on again.
Which I get it, because I was kind of on
you needed to fucking go be free for a while.
Right.
Which actually that was like a lot of weight off me, because we could be friends. I didn't have to take you seriously, like oh, I gotta go out with this girl. You know what I mean? It was like. No, let her chill out and decompress. You were married, what, 13, 15
14 years?
Yeah.
14 years.
You needed to decompress.
And I never cheated on that dude, never.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like, so all that time.
You needed to get some more experience and get a couple more guys underneath your belt so you could see what was out there.
Yeah.
Because your judgment of what was available was not ready yet. You know
well, I hadn't really been out and about because I hadn't been looking.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's just kind of like, because that wasn't really my thing.
She might think I was an asshole, but I was actually cognizant of what was going on.
No, I knew what was going on. I knew what was going on. Mm-hmm. I mean, you are kind of an asshole, but I knew what was going on regardless.
Yeah, I knew what I was doing.
I knew what you were doing.
Yeah.
Like, I got it. It was kind of frustrating, but I got it. I knew where you were coming from.
Yeah.
You know.
I didn't go anywhere.
I know you didn't.
Yeah. You didn't go anywhere?
Nope.
You not going anywhere, just kind of like added to it, like, okay, I guess we are a thing.
Yeah. Which is kind of hilarious.
Yeah.
I guess that's not usually the way shit happens.
Mm.
But
right.
That's the thing. Shit doesn't usually last, though.
Right. Well, another thing is that we were both divorced from other people, so we knew the deal. It's not the same. Relationships in your fucking 20s. Like, okay, here's another thing. Bryce, you're talking about those red pill guys. Their arguments and their worries are always coming from the age group of guys in their 20s. Man, your thinking and your requirements there during that period are not realistic from the point of view of somebody in their 40s or 50s.
Yeah, once you get old like
us.
Once
you get older, those priorities, they don't matter. The thing that they're worried about doesn't really matter as much. But the reason why they're worried about this shit is because they're thinking about wanting to date these girls that they want to marry and have kids with. When really, a guy should be trying to have kids, getting married and having kids in his 20s. That way he can get it over with. And by the time the kids are grown, he's still young enough to do something for them. You know, so I can understand that. But they're seeing things from the point of view of the first marriage when you're young, trying to start a family. So a lot of that advice works for that. If you're in your 40s and above, on a second marriage, your priorities and what you want out of life are a lot different.
Yeah, it's completely different.
Because you're not young, starting a family. You're over that.
Yeah,
already.
You already got it. Either you did it or you didn't.
You're
I
right,
didn't because I didn't want to.
So it's not this. They're not in the same situation I'm in. So I'm not always. Sometimes I'll laugh. I'll chuckle at what they're talking about. Her body count is too high, and like her body count is too high at 4. Fuck you talking about? You know.
Holy crap! That's like half of mine, and mine is super low.
Yeah, like what the fuck you talking about? You know. Now there's some weird extreme shit. Some girl in her 20s, maybe she's been with 50 or 60 dudes, and you're like, yeah, she might have some problems with monogamy.
Well, that's kind of excessive,
right.
Sure.
But what would happen if this one girl, she has the fucking, her body count is 500 at 25? You're like, 500? Yeah, what happens if she got captured by some dudes in another country and was forced to work in a brothel for a couple years?
You don't know, like, what everyone's situation is.
You say, well, you're not going to trust that girl? That girl may want nothing to do with that kind of life.
Yeah, she got forced into it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And then...
Like I said, that's why you can't judge. You don't know what that individual situation is.
So an extreme situation like that is not the same situation that these red pill dudes are talking about. You'd have to ask yourself, okay, well, I am into this chick, and yeah, she got forced into that by some fucking bandits or something down in Mexico, fucking 10 years ago. But I like her, you know what I mean? Fucking, you're gonna, and it wasn't her fault, you know.
Right.
If you like her, then go for it. If you think she's not fucked up, you know, which
I mean, you're gonna be kind of fucked up from that.
Yeah. There's risks there.
Sure.
But the thing is that a woman can even come back from that. You know.
Well, you can come back from anything, depending.
Yeah.
But you just gotta like fucking be patient, man.
Yeah.
Because that's horrific if that had fucking happened. You know what I mean?
It happens.
I know it does.
It's a Central American thing.
Like I said, that kills me. Like, people really think a body count of 4 is excessive.
Well, that shit. You know what I mean? You're looking at the.
Because I'm sitting there, I'm counting. I'm just kind of like.
You gotta consider the source.
I think mine is like twice that.
Yeah, the dude that said that, and they were all long term.
And mine's like low, because like I said, I was married for 14 years and I didn't cheat.
From my point of view, she was a virgin.
Right. That's super low.
Yeah.
That's lower than me, and I'm pretty low.
Yeah.
Mine's like, what is my, like,
but
7,
you know,
8,
the dude that's gonna say that he's a dude that's probably a virgin himself, and he's fucking 17 or 18. You know, so you never can't tell what it is.
Weird thing to say.
Just you read those comments, those comment sections on those videos. You don't know who's talking. You know,
right?
It might be. It might be a 17-year-old virgin.
Probably, it probably is. Right. To be honest with you, it's just I don't know. It just seems like a weird. It seems like a weird thing to obsess about to me. I'm just saying, it's a weird thing to obsess about.
Yeah.
Like I said, you don't even know what your body count is. You didn't keep count.
I don't think it's in the triple digits.
Although it wouldn't surprise me if it was. But like I said, you were single for a long time.
Yeah.
And you're 54.
Yeah.
So it's not...
The body count thing doesn't matter that much when you're old.
Right.
I just can't believe I never got any STDs. Never got any STDs.
Well, you were very lucky in that regard.
Yeah. Well, they were all good women.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's not like you were kind of...
Yeah. And, you know, in Korea, there were some pros there. They were good girls.
Yeah.
But, you know, they were professionals. But it was all condoms and stuff.
Well, yeah, and they kind of had your back.
And they were all military clients that she's dealing with, and she's being in those days they had to go through medical checkups and shit. They had licenses and shit.
That's what I mean. So it's just kind of like it wasn't like you were like picking up street hookers or anything. Right. Like that.
And they weren't really screwing the public. It was kind of like a military backed brothels basically, but it was all kind of. A lot of people don't know that during that era. The Korean government kind of gave those girls a bunch of training, and they had these programs, and they kind of told them it was their patriotic duty to do this if they're getting into the business because it was getting money out of the American pockets and getting it into the Korean economy. And this is in a time when the 90s when Korea was developing still. It was a good country, but it was still developing. It was nowhere near. It wasn't as developed as Japan, but similar. It wasn't as industrial. Those girls all ended up getting fucked over though, because they couldn't really rejoin society. So they had these big demonstrations. They called them slut walks, where they were all out there.
Yeah. I remember
protesting.
Well, they had those kind of all over the world.
Yeah, they wanted kind of like Social Security for doing that service.
But they probably
for the Korean government because they weren't able to get married. As easily.
It does kind of fuck up your life.
Yeah, it fucks up your.
Like I said, not so much nowadays, but there's still a stigma attached to it.
Oh well, even today.
Yeah, like I said, it lingers. It's not as bad as it used to be, but it's still bad.
If you're a prostitute, you're young, you're gonna have a problem.
You're still gonna and even Thomas said that too. Like, even doing what we do, like on StreamAid or like selling like porn videos and stuff like we do, he does not advise it for people that are
young. No.
Young.
If you're a young woman and you want to get married, don't do it.
Or if you want to like get a good job or something like that, because
they could get in the way.
People might find some shit.
Now,
but if you're old like us and we don't give a shit about anything, then it's fine.
Yeah, because you know we're already married. Purity is not at a premium when you're our age.
Right. Because everyone kind of expects
you expect to be you've been around.
Sure. You know. That you've been married a couple times, that that you've been around, like you said.
Right. And I would say even in the let's say the ladies of the evening, that's really should be kind of more of a career of a grown woman. 40s. Hot chick in her 40s.
Once you kind of get your shit together.
Yeah. And she's already had her family or her chance to have a family. And that's either not going to happen or already did happen.
Yeah, or she's not into it or whatever.
Yeah, she's just not really... She lived that life already and now she's going to do this. You know what I mean? To supplement an income or to build a career on it. And she's wise enough to know who to stay away from and what to do. And, you know, there's applications that you can use and she can vet clients and what they all want. If you understand that industry, and we know people that are in that industry, what they want is they basically want a couple dozen really solid regulars, you know, who are older guys with disposable income, they're married, business owners, basically. Half the time the wife knows. And they're basically crowdsourcing a husband.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, you know that dude's safe. He's not a serial killer. You know, he's not going to fuck you over. Yeah.
And you don't have to worry about him. You see him fucking once.
Yeah, you know what he likes. It's
a couple
like,
times
it's
a
just
month.
like a routine.
You might see him once or twice a month, then you hang out with him, and, you know, you get broke off some, and they all kind of add up. And, you know, you're a hot chick in your 40s. So what? Nobody cares what you're doing.
Yeah,
you know
but like
I mean?
I said, like, you know, I wouldn't tell anybody else what to do, obviously, but I kind of feel like for younger women, it might bite you in the ass later on. Like, I don't care about it because I'm 51, but it's just kind of like if you're in your 20s and you're still kind of hoping to have a whole life ahead of you, yeah, it might be a little bit problematic later on.
What you do.
And people might, and it sucks, but people might have certain perceptions about you that aren't true. Which, like I said, it's better than it used to be, but there's still a stigma about it. So you just got to know that, like, going in.
Yeah, and you kind of have to differentiate between straight up prostitution and then just the different kinds of adult entertainment. Like, you know, a girl who's an amateur or a professional amateur porn actress, or if that's what you want to call it, or you want to say, you know, somebody who is creating content online through some of the platforms, you know, OnlyFans and stuff. That's very different from a studio porn star. That's very different.
Well, yeah, because
they're running them studio porn stars into the ground. They do a lot of shit.
Well, honestly, I think that's one of the best things about the way that stuff is structured nowadays. It's like, if you want to make your living that way, you could make a living, theoretically, just selling videos of yourself jerking off.
Yeah.
Nobody else is around.
Yeah.
You don't have to fuck any random people that you don't know. It's just kind of like, you can just do that.
They got girls doing it.
Yeah, and girls do that.
Now, the data is going to say that most of them are making under $300 a week, and that's true. So in other words, a full-time job pays more. But what people don't realize is that most of those girls are not using that platform as a sole income.
Yeah, it's just a side gig.
They have a job.
Right.
And then they're
doing that on the side to supplement.
They put in a couple hours a week doing an OnlyFans.
Which, like I said, you can't blame them.
And that $300 to
that's
very
a lot
average
of money.
person per week.
Like I said, that's a fucking car payment.
Yeah, that's rent. Okay. So, yeah. I mean, people say, well, is it worth compromising? Depends on who you are.
Yeah.
Depends on who you are. It also depends exactly what you're doing. I wouldn't have any problems if I was a young guy dating an OnlyFans creator, as long as she wasn't doing a whole bunch of dudes on it. You know what I mean? I'd be a little bit, it depends on exactly what kind of deal it is, you know. But most of them aren't doing that. Most of them are doing a lot of solo stuff.
Yeah, they just do shit in their house.
Yeah. Now, a studio porn star, nah. They work them. Those girls work a lot, okay, and they only get paid for the production. They don't get any residuals. So they get paid just on that one day, and maybe they made $1,000 that day. But then what they had to do, man, a lot of that shit, pretty fucking rough.
It is, yeah.
And then they start to develop expensive tastes and shit. Now, and they're sugaring or escorting on the side. So usually, if you're dealing with a studio porn star, you're also dealing with an escort. So you got to ask yourself.
Well, like I said, they got to make money somehow.
Yeah. Well, they're saying like, well, I could do this. What ends up happening with them is that the studio porn stuff is more like the advertising for the escort service.
Right.
She gets $1,000 on that one day to do this scene with these dudes, but she gets $1,700 for a few hours from some fan.
Right.
Who actually looked better than the dude she had to screw in the scene. It might have been some shit like that. You don't know. Or she might stay 3 days with some dude who fucking dropped $10,000 on her. That exists too. And he was over in Dubai somewhere. He flew her out there and everything. But you got to ask yourself, this is a woman in her 20s. Why is she doing this? A lot of times, either poverty or drugs. That's why how should they get
Or maybe
into
she just really doesn't want to have a regular job, which I get.
There's very few, from what I understand. The only one that I knew that I know of that got Angela White was an Australian chick who wanted to be a porn star as soon as she was 18. She already had called him. She was already calling fucking studios out in L.A. and she went down there and immediately became a full-time porn star. She likes that, but I've seen interviews with her. She actually wants to be in a relationship, but she wants to do porn at the same time, and that doesn't work. She doesn't want to have a relationship with anybody in the industry. She wants a regular relationship with some fucking...
Because I kind of feel like if you're going to have a relationship, if you're in the porn industry, you're going to have a relationship with someone else in the porn industry.
Yeah, but what's funny is that you find out that a lot of those girls that are in that industry don't like the guys in that industry. They don't want anything to do with it.
Sure, I get that.
They see those guys as like real low end because they don't get paid much. And it's the same guys over and over again. It's like a lot of those studios only have fucking 15 dudes that they're using over and over again. So they're like, fuck those dudes. And those dudes are probably sugaring and escorting themselves, but with dudes. So you don't know.
Well, yeah, like I said, everybody got to make money somewhere.
You're right. Those guys don't get paid much, so they got to make money somewhere.
Yeah. I don't begrudge anybody trying to make some fucking money. So.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. It's like you have to understand that there are, as shitty as it is, there are repercussions to doing the shit. Yeah. Like I said, I'm too old to care. Yeah. But.
Well, we passed the age where it would be like a real socially detrimental to us, and we're already married.
Yeah. So, and like I said, we don't do anything
that we don't want to do.
We don't do anything that we don't want to do. Yeah. We just do shit with each other.
Yeah.
Or
solo
shit that each of us knows about. Yeah. So it's just kind of like no one's here.
And any other female talent that ever wanted to get involved was like my ex-girlfriends and shit like that she knows that she's friends with, and this shit would be kind of fake anyway.
That's what I mean. So it's just
you're making a movie,
right? So we're not.
It don't matter to us.
It's not super concerned. Yeah. But did I tell you I had a dream the other night about fucking? Do I want to mention the place in Orlando?
Did you tell me about this dream?
No, I don't think I did.
Because I don't know what you're talking about.
I had a dream about secrets.
Okay. Yeah. Secrets is a swingers club.
I had a dream about that.
Yeah, my ex and her husband go to.
Yeah, for some reason, like, what was it last night? No,
they keep inviting us to go there.
I know. I'm just like, they've sent us videos.
The videos shit they're doing.
From the shit, like, come down here, look what we're doing. I'm just like, I don't know.
They got cuties that go there.
They do.
There are married people of all ages.
It's like so sketchy, but I don't know.
It's like a love hotel with a pool.
It is, yeah.
And a bar, and you gotta buy a membership to get in there. It's technically not open to the public.
I kind of laughed because somebody on my friends list, I don't remember who it was. It was somebody that I don't know personally, but they posted. I guess they're from here, but they posted a picture of secrets, and they said, "Have you been there? But don't say what it is."
Yeah.
Like, because they're trying to be like all sneaky about it. And I was just kind of like, holy crap. And like some people said, oh my god, like some girl keeps trying to, like at Mannequins, keeps trying to invite me to that.
Yeah, I know who she's talking about too.
I do too.
Yeah.
But
Steffi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
I don't know, it's like a weirdly I don't know, the pictures of it looks so sketchy. It looks so sketchy. Like I said,
it's got fake stones on the inside. Yeah. It's got fucking.
It's a swingers club. It's
mirrors on the ceiling and
it's a hotel.
Waterfalls and shit in the room.
But you pay for a membership.
Yeah.
Yes.
To get in, yeah. I don't think you have to pay for the rooms, do you?
I don't know how it works. I don't really know. You'd have to ask.
You might have to pay for the rooms too.
But you pay for a member. It's like a whole swingers thing.
Yeah.
Like everybody that stays there like knows what the deal is.
Yeah.
So it's like you kind of go in the hot tub or the pool or whatever, and it's like, oh, everybody's gonna like. Yeah. Yeah. It's like it's kind of weird. But I had a dream that we went there.
I think you have to be.
I guess because we keep getting messages like asking us to go there.
I'm not sure if single guys are allowed to go in there or not.
I would imagine they probably are not.
Yeah.
Because that would just cause problems.
Maybe. There's no telling. I had to look at the rules. It's married couples and single females, probably.
Yeah. Well, they don't want...
And you could probably... A married couple can probably bring a guest. Probably.
Yeah, I'd imagine. But yeah, I did dream about going there. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
I think it was like 2 nights ago.
It's on the mind, huh?
I think it was because... Well, didn't you show me that video of...
That they made
there?
Yeah. I got like 3 of them that they made there.
Oh, I haven't seen them all. You kept saying...
Yeah, no, one of them is out in the parking lot.
Oh, you didn't show me that one?
Yeah.
Tony, you only showed me... Man, there's all kind of shit going on you haven't told me about.
Tony...
I've only seen one video that you've told me about.
Tony and some other dude are just tearing up this fucking chick that they got her in a car and they're fucking...
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, and I think Aleta's involved in
You showed me...
I think I heard Aleta's voice a couple times and maybe her hand fucking get into the camera, fucking grab on her a little bit. Yeah. Tony showed me all... He sent me about 3 or 4 videos.
Really? I've only seen one.
Yeah.
So there's all kind of stuff that's going on that I don't know about.
Oh, I just didn't show you that one. I got them all at the same time.
Oh, okay. You showed me one, but
yeah,
I saw one. Oh, Tony fucking. No, I'm just saying.
All right, yeah.
You showed me one of Tony fucking somebody with a ladle in there next to him.
Yeah.
That's like
that wasn't a video though.
Yeah, it was.
Was it a video? I thought that was just a photograph.
No.
Okay.
No, I remember you showed me. But yeah. It's just funny that... Well, I think
she was hot, too.
I think I thought of it because somebody posted on YouTube or on Facebook about it.
Yeah.
Like, but not saying what it was. It's like, hey, have you ever been here? But don't say what it is. You know what I mean? It's like, I know what it is because we've been like fucking invited there. But you know.
I'm not worried about it. I don't care.
I don't care.
Fucking that one chick that wanted to do that joined our Gothic Orlando that fucking and what her post was, does anybody make content? I'm looking for somebody to make content that might want to make content. And fucking and I said yeah. I said me and my wife make content. And she goes, oh yeah. She goes there.
Yeah.
All right. Just to hang out.
Okay.
Yeah. She doesn't do anything there. She says it's just a safe club to go to.
Okay.
But she might be a nudist. I don't know.
I've never been, so I don't know.
But you know, she's making content and hanging out there. I showed her to you.
Did you? I don't remember.
Yeah, I showed her to you.
I mean, you might have, but I don't remember.
Short chick with the big boobs.
I
forgot her name.
That really doesn't narrow it downtown.
Yeah.
Really
she knew who Aleta and Tony were.
Oh, okay. Well, I kind of feel like everybody knows there. Hugo says, you guys were lucky to find each other, I think. Probably. To be honest. We didn't really think about it like that at the time, I guess.
It's just kind of natural laws of physics and shit. It's because of where we were hanging out, what our personalities were like. It was going to happen, probably.
Yeah, I mean...
Not so much luck, but it was selective.
Like I said, we
were at the fucking club where people like us hang out.
Yeah. I think it was more that. Yeah, I think it was more that than anything else.
That takes a lot of the chance out of it.
Because we knew that we were into the same kind of shit.
Yeah.
But like I said, I noticed him even before... I mean, I was still married at the time because I used to go to that club with my ex-husband. I noticed him even before... I don't even want to say, like, even before me and the husband were having problems. Because maybe not. I probably wouldn't have noticed another dude if we weren't having problems previously because I'm not, like, that kind of person. But, yeah, it might have been the kind of thing where it's like, hey, look at that dude. Like, man, he's, like, a snappy dresser and he can actually dance. Which, you know, like I said, a lot of dudes can't. Which is disappointing. But yeah, so I kind of feel like it was that. I can't really remember. It was a long time ago. I can't really remember, like, how long it was prior to... Because, look, me and my ex-husband, like I said, we were married for 14 years. We got married in 1995. and we divorced in 2010, 2009. Shit, I can't remember. But I can't remember like how long it was like prior to that we were like having problems. The weird thing about it is that from what I remember, and it was a while back, but for a while we had bought a house in Daytona Beach in Florida, and for a while we lived there together but separate. Like I was going out with different, like he was sleeping in another room and I was going out with different dudes, and he knew about it, and it was like okay. You know what I mean? No, I said when me and my ex-husband broke up.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But while we were going through the divorce, or while we were going through separation, like we were sleeping in separate rooms, and like I was going to the club by myself, and like, you know, going out with other dudes and stuff, and he knew about it. He wasn't happy about it, but he was like okay with it.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't upset about it because he's like, okay, I get it. So it was that kind of situation until I had enough money to like move out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was that kind of thing, because we did live in the same house for a little while, and then I moved out because I moved to Orlando. Like I got an apartment. But Danny Rowling said, Tom and Jenny, what tattoos do you want to get next? Honestly, for a long time, I have been wanting to get a back piece based on Mask of the Red Death, the Edgar Allan Poe story. But I just haven't been able to afford it. I want to like a whole back. Like I had an idea of it and everything, like what it's gonna look like, and I've even done like some AI drawings of it and shit like that. Like some cool shit's coming out, but I don't know. I just can't afford it.
If I got anything more, then man, if I'm gonna have to spend all kind of money on it, I'd just get a sleeve done all the way down. Probably just get a sleeve done. And probably, I don't know what theme it would be. Not really. I didn't really think about it.
I mean, I would like a whole back and like maybe two sleeves. Like, well, I mean, I like this, but I would like this to be. I kind of want like a whole like Egyptian thing like around this one, because this is old. So I kind of like.
I'm getting sleepy.
Are you getting sleepy?
Yeah, it's getting late.
All right. Well, I'm having a good time, but okay.
Well, if you want to talk, you can talk. I'm just gonna.
No, it's all right.
All right.
Danny Rowling said Tom should get elephant ears tattooed on the top inside part of his thighs.
Ah, yeah.
Well, you want some mud flaps?
Yeah.
You want some mud flaps? All right. All right. So I guess we're all getting tired. It's 11:15 in Florida at this point. So I guess we're gonna wrap it up for the evening. You gonna wrap it up for the evening?
Yeah.
All right. What you doing? All right.
I'm answering a message.
Okay.
Somebody wanting money from me.
What?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Somebody wants money for some shit.
Yeah. Murder Hornet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he said, oh, send me the money. Okay.
All right. So we're going to wrap it up. Monday, we'll be back with a movie review. Not sure what movie it's going to be, because it'll be one that we watch over the weekend. So it's as much of a surprise to us as it will be to you. So hopefully you guys can join us for that. Thank you for dropping by this evening. Thank you for your super chats tonight. Always appreciated. And we will see you guys again on Monday night. Good night.